Well, there are hundreds of orange balloons swirling around a windswept Old Trafford, but the party celebrations, the celebrations for a record 19th title for Manchester United, they are already underway. Blackpool rightly forming a guard of honour as the champions were led out by Edwin van der Sar, captain today for Manchester United, on what will certainly be, we think, his last appearance at Old Trafford. I think Sir Alex said he had a bit of a wobble in the week. Webb Chairman said, look boss, I'm not sure anymore. And Sir Alex said, well, you better make up your mind quick, son, because we're going to sign another goalkeeper. And a couple of days later, Van der Sar confirmed that this will be it, apart from next Saturday, of course, when he will be one of this United starting lineup, one of four that will almost certainly play against Barcelona, the others being Vidic, Evra and Park. Fletcher will hope that he plays well enough today to put himself in contention for a starting place as well. The United team averaged 25 Premier League appearances this season. This is not a week 11. The goalkeeper Van der Sar, the defence Raphael, Vidic, Evans and Evra. Then three in midfield, Scholes, Anderson and Fletcher. Then Nani and Park flanking Berbatov. Paul Scholes has his kids out on the pitch today as well. Sadly, Jimmy, it could be Paul Scholes' last appearance at Old Trafford. Yeah, I said they're trying to talk him into a year's contract extension, but we'll see. Blackpool are unchanged from the team that beat Bolton. Their goalkeeper is Gilt. Their defence, Eardley, Baptiste, Evatt and Craney. Then in midfield, Southern, Adam and Vaughan. And finally, Taylor, Fletcher, Campbell and Puncheon. And the rain is now joining in with the wind. It's actually not a very pleasant afternoon, is it?
No, it isn't. There's a strong wind actually when you started talking there. That just seems to have subsided a little, but not much. But now it's been made even worse by this rain drizzling down. It's been an awful sort of day, really. But they've given them a great reception, I thought, the supporters. They gave Manchester United a great reception, and I like the way they did it as well, you know, with the way that they had all the flags all the way around the ground. Really good, and Alex Ferguson's down there now, getting his award, and we've had one for Van der Sar as well. So it's a big party day for Manchester United. For Blackpool, totally different, of course.
Well, the permutations are endless, of course. We know that any two of five teams will be relegated along with West Ham. At the moment, the league positions show that those teams would be Wigan and Blackpool. But as far as the team that's threatened here at Old Trafford is concerned, the simplest way to put it is, if Blackpool lose by a goal here at Old Trafford, if Wigan lose and Birmingham lose by at least 2 goals, then your old lot will survive, Jimmy. What do you think the chances are?
Of that happening?
Yeah.
Not much. Yeah. I don't think it'll happen that way. I think, and particularly in these conditions, you've got to expect, 1 or 2 goals, I think. And I think from Blackpool's point of view, the problem they've had all season is defending. We've seen it, haven't we, where we've been with matches and the conceded goals. And I think Ian Holloway will not change. I think they'll go for it. And it's whether they can hold Manchester United playing on the break, and they've got people, like Nani, who makes these runs, and Park from midfield. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this one works out, but it's a big day for them.
The referee is Mike Dean. United will kick off in their red shirts, white shorts, defending the Stretford end in the first half. Blackpool have had to make a change. They're wearing white shirts and, of course, tangerine shorts and socks. Here's Paul Scholes to Raphael. Onto Scholes, near side of the field, and he's hustled into an error. DJ Campbell takes up the ball, flicks it to the left to Adam into the penalty area. Good work by Adam, pulls the ball back. Chance for Blackburn, shot was wide. Someone should have scored.
Oh, what a chance. They could have been in front after a minute. It was a great move, actually. Paul Scholes got robbed by Campbell, fed the ball wide. Charlie Adam picked it up, he pulled it back beautifully. And Southern, oh dearie me, what a chance. He's put it past the post.
It should be 1-0 Blackpool. Straight high on earth, did he not get it on target?
He lifted his head when he shot, that's what he did.
Well, applause from Ian Holloway, who's immediately out into the technical area. So that was casual by Scholes. And Blackpool showed why they've scored 53 goals this season. I don't mean in the mist, Jim.
No,
but what I mean is the attacking intent.
I mean, it really just wanted. He could have actually stopped it and hit it. I don't know what he was thinking about.
Here's Anderson onto Berbatov midway inside the Blackpool half, and Nani, whose starting place today means it's unlikely he'll start against Barcelona. Up to the edge of the Blackpool penalty, swirls in the cross, easily caught by Jilt.
Yes, I sometimes think, Nani, I've seen him play on this right side. I've often thought he's better on the left. He's a right-footed player, I know, but I've always thought, he looks happy coming. He can go both ways on that left-hand side. But he's on this side. He's always looking, I think, to get to the right.
Well, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Park and Nani switch at various times in the game.
Yeah.
The ball's down the Blackpool left with Campbell. Forward now by the fullback Craney, and it's played carefully into DJ Campbell again. Seemed to be caught there, but no offence, according to the referee Mike Dean. And it's cleared away to Park on the far side of the field. I
thought he was caught there. He was running through. He seemed to click his heels together. But anyway, Mike Dean was near enough.
And you still feel it should have been a penalty for Varney's, the offensive Varney at Bluefield Road.
By golly, remember that one.
I know, Jim. I know. It should have been a penalty. They were 2-0 up. How many minutes to go? Something like 20 minutes to go.
It was important.
Extraordinary.
Well, Blackpool certainly should have been one up in this match.
Here's Berbatov. For Manchester United, forward towards Anderson. Anderson back to Berbatov. Berbatov runs into Craney, and Craney plays it back to Jilts, who's wearing a lurid fluorescent yellow goalkeeping outfit.
Can't miss him, can you, in that
No. Even if darkness were to descend, we'd still see Jilts. Here's Evans to Vidic. I think that was quite a late decision by Sir Alex to play Vidic. The intention, we were led to believe, was that he was going to play Smalling and Evans. But Vidic it is. And here's Scholes, who wouldn't have wanted to miss this one if he really is reluctant to extend his stay at Old Trafford. United want him to stay. Here's Scholes again, just to the edge of the centre circle, onto the near side, and Raphael. No goals in our other featured Premier League games today. The critical ones, of course: Stoke Wigan, Tottenham Birmingham, Wolves Blackburn. Raphael with a throw-in for the champions to Nani, back to Raphael. I wonder, will his brother Fabio play it right back against Barcelona, or will it be John O'Shea? Here's Vidic.
Yeah, I think that's a good one for you, that, Alan. I've been interested to see how he sees that one.
Everett to Anderson, onto Park. Certain starting, you'd think, in towards Nani. Nani gets to the ball first before the defender, Baptiste. Flicks it to the left, and it's with Berbatov, yard outside the penalty area. Nice run by Berbatov. Full the defender, now he crosses, headed away by Blackpool. Drops, shot played in by Raphael's left foot. That was a problem for Jilts, but he made the save.
That's a good effort too from Raphael. It was a good volley that. He was running across towards the left-hand side, and he's hit it with his left foot, and he's turned the ball back, and it was right on target.
So Jilts, with that to deal with. Van der Sar didn't have to make a save from Southern's effort. So unfortunate for Blackpool. They should have been ahead after 25 seconds when first DJ Campbell and then Adam set up the effort from Southern, but he shot wide. Manchester United 0, Blackpool 0, here on 5 Live in the BBC. Ball is back with Edwin van der Sar. Out to Johnny Evans, and on now to the Brazilian right back Raphael. Into Fletcher. Big 90 minutes ahead for Darren Fletcher. If he can show that he's properly fit, Jim, he must be a contender for the Champions League final next Saturday night. Yeah,
because they've got to chase around a lot in that midfield with people like Iniesta and Jarby, They're going to pass the ball around. You've not got to let them get too comfortable in there.
Well, he was so unlucky to miss the last meeting of the sides when he was suspended. Some of us felt very harshly. Here's Craney breaking forward for Blackpool. DJ Campbell available. Craney's cross, not great, but it skips off the left foot of Johnny Evans and goes behind for a corner.
Well, we can see in the first sort of 5 minutes now that Blackpool are not going to defend, are they? They've come for it. They've had a chance. They've forced a corner. That was a good run off the ball. Again, Adam played it down the left-hand side. That's a full-back Craney who's won the corner for Blackpool.
Well, Sir Alex rather mischievously said in January that Charlie Adams' corners were worth 10 million alone. I think he was trying to hike the fee. Adams takes the corner, headed away by Vidic. That was when Liverpool were the prime interest in the Blackpool skipper. Here's Adam again as he takes the ball off Nani. Crosses low, here's a chance! My goodness, that was almost 1-0 as well.
Fletcher, Taylor.
My goodness, Taylor Fletcher only needed a touch.
Lovely cross by Adam, driven the ball right across the ground, across the 6-yard area. Well, I don't know how far Taylor Fletcher was off that.
Not far, but it's still 0-0 here. What news at Tottenham? Ian Dennis.
7.5 minutes played, no goals here, Alan, and no real chances, although Ferguson just moments ago appeared to use his left hand to cushion the ball down for a clearance that looked like it could have been a penalty. Referee Mark Clattenburg didn't spot it. As it stands, Birmingham just hovering above the relegation zone, 0-0.
And John Murray is at Stoke.
7 minutes played here. Stoke 0, Wigan 0, but by a distance the most significant thing here, the Britannia Stadium is one of the blowiest spots in the Premier League, and the wind is absolutely ruining the game. Balloons blowing all over the place. 0-0.
Darren Fletcher's at Molineux.
6 minutes gone here. Wolves 0, Blackburn 0. Blackburn have made the slightly better start, headed by Roberts, and a shot from just outside the penalty area by Jermaine Jones just wide. Wolves just starting to settle, 0-0.
So with no goals in the critical games in the Barclays Premier League at the moment, Wigan and Blackpool will go down with West Ham. Manchester United on the attack here. Ball's on the far side of the field, their left. Park into Scholes. Blackpool have had 2 opportunities to score here at Old Trafford in the first 7 minutes, particularly Southern's chance with only 25 seconds gone. Didn't take it. Here's Vidic, back to Scholes, into Fletcher, just ahead of the centre circle. Fletcher now to Anderson. Anderson tries to backheel the ball to Park. Lucky to get back off a defender. And this is better for Manchester United. Scholes to the left side and Fletcher into Berbatov. Great control by the Bulgarian. He shoots, saved by Jones, put behind by Cranny for a corner.
Oh, lovely turn by Berbatov, just outside the 6-yard box, and Blackpool were caught there. But he turned it back beautifully, and I don't think he had enough power on it. That was what was wrong with it. And of course he's after topping this goal scoring list, Berbatov. That was a good chance for him.
Jim,
good save by him.
You've got to stay calm. You've got to stay calm. I won't be able to get you to an ambulance quickly out of this press box, so just stay calm. Corner's taken by Manchester United, and back it goes to Anderson. Anderson's going to lose possession though. Cleared partially by Blackpool. Nani from the clearance to Park down the United right flank. Back to Raphael, swept towards Ever on the far side, just left of the centre circle. And on to Paul Scholes. After a jittery opening, United have now settled down. Scholes for the champions, to Berbatov, back to Scholes, headed into the penalty area to Nani. Nani, I thought might have been offside, still gets it back to Ever. Great work by Ever, the cross, Berbatov's beaten in the air, ball breaks the Park, his shot deflects away to safety for Blackpool, and it's knocked away by DJ Campbell, came off Raphael, and it's behind for the goal kick.
Yes, it was a good block by Adam, that. Because I thought when the ball dropped out on the edge of the box there was going to be a bit of a chance. Adam did well to get across to that. I thought Berbatov
really bright start to the game, isn't it?
It's been a good start, really. I thought it would be sort of, end-to-end stuff in the early part of this game. That's how they've played. And Manchester United, 1 or 2 of these players too, have got a point to prove, Alan, in a way.
Of course, though, as I said, Jim, I'm sure the team substantially has been chosen by Sir Alex for the game against Barcelona next Saturday night. You'll hear the whole of the Champions League final on 5 Live. Park will be in it, barring a disaster in terms of an injury, a loss of form here today. He's won a throw-in on the far side of the field, which is taken. And now it's with Evans towards Raphael, the right full back, and Raphael drives it forward. That should be cut out by Evatt. Not a great clearing header though, only to Nani. And he finds Anderson, and on to Park on the far side of the field. Scholes rushes forward. Park to the edge of the penalty, onto his right foot, slips the ball in towards Berbatov, but away from the Bulgarian, and Jolts punches on it.
Yes, I thought what he was trying to do, Park, there, I've seen him do it before, comes inside on his right foot, and he tries sometimes just to drive it into the box, as opposed to shooting, as Nani does quite often.
Jolts for the clearance, right-footed, and just driven deep into the United half, and it goes through to Van der Sar. Let's go to the Britannia Stadium again. John Murray.
Well, it is still Stoke 0, Wigan 0, but the ball has been in the Wigan net. Jones with a header, but Walters was in a very clearly offside position. The goal was ruled out. Still Stoke 0, Wigan 0.
Certainly, if Wigan were to lose at Stoke, they'd have to hope for heavy defeats for Blackpool and Birmingham. Here's Nani down the near side of the field. I thought he was caught there by Crenny, but the assistant didn't agree, and it's hit upfield by Blackpool. 1 bounce ahead of DJ Campbell and through to Van der Sar.
Yeah, yes. the linesman was right on top of that. I don't think he caught him. I think Nani was on his way down there.
You mean he went down too easily, Jim? No, can't be Nani.
I didn't say that.
Can't be. I did.
But I think he wasn't going to get the ball anyway.
Scholes, don't worry, I won't get you in trouble. I'll take full responsibility if anything wrong goes on. And we've got a Darren Fletcher at Wolves.
Free kick for Blackburn, Alan, just outside the Wolves penalty area. Emerton delivers deep into the box towards Samba, and that's a good claim inside the 6-yard box by Hennessy. Blackburn have started really well, and Hoylett down the left-hand side, giving Foley all kinds of problems. Still 0-0.
A dozen minutes have gone in the Premier League programme today, and still we await the first goal. And any goal in the games here at Old Trafford or at Stoke or at Tottenham, Wolves will be momentous. 5 teams sweating about going down with West Ham. You know, you think back to, in fact, let's go to John Murray at Stoke.
Nervous, or just affected by these gusts. Here's the corner then. Etherington plays it in, and Al-Habsi comes and punches it over the top of his own crossbar. Matt Jackson's watching with me. Rather nervous Matt Jackson, the former Wigan captain. What have you made of it, Matt?
I think the team are nervous. I think the players do look nervous. They tried to pass it in the mould that Roberto preaches to them. Al-Habsi throwing it out at the back, but they've looked nervous for me so far.
Oh, we're back at Old Trafford, I assume. Something went wrong there. United on the attack. Nani down the near side of the field, rushes after the pass in his direction, but it's beyond him and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a lovely ball actually from Scholes. He still flights that ball from centre field out to the flanks, probably as good as any player in the league. I think just slightly overhit that one. There's not much in it really. We've played about 15 minutes or so.
Well, we had the Berbatov chance, but before that, Southern and Taylor Fletcher. Certainly Southern with an opportunity to score for Blackpool. Goal kick taken by Jilt for Blackpool. Punching, can't control, and it's with Vidic. Vidic now to Fletcher, and back to Evans. Evans under a little bit of pressure there, but evades Taylor Fletcher, gets it back to Van der Sar. Out now to Scholes, midway inside the United half, and on to Anderson. Anderson gets away from Southern, edge of the centre circle, back to Scholes. Nani's down the right side, Scholes trying to pick him out. Glorious ball. Nani should have gone to meet the pass rather than let it bounce, and instead it's out of play for a throw into Blackpool.
There's another great pass from Scholes from the centre circle out to right. You're absolutely right, Alan. He had to meet that as on the drop really, rather than let it bounce on these conditions, because there's a little bit of moisture on the top of the surface and the ball skidded away from Nani.
Craney's through onto the head of Taylor Fletcher. His attempted headed pass only runs to Manchester United's possession now. 5 live in the BBC. Still 0-0 here at Old Trafford. Manchester United and Blackpool, and it's the same scoreline at Stoke, at Tottenham and at Wolves, indeed at every Premier League game this Sunday afternoon, the climax to the season. United already acclaimed as champions for a record 19th occasion. Here's Charlie Adam, who may not be at Blackpool much longer. On it goes.
By Scholes then.
Good touch on by Taylor Fletcher. Southern plays it to the far side of the field, just kept in play by Eardley. Back down to Southern, and now Vaughan ahead of the centre circle to Taylor Fletcher. Vaughan again, back to Adam. Good football from Blackpool. Punching, Adam once more. Third time he's been involved in the move, and for Vaughan as well. Vaughan back now to Baptiste. Blackpool with everybody bar 2 players in the United half at the moment, attacking the Stretford end of Old Trafford. It's with the left full-back, Craney. Craney back now to Adam. Adam swirls the ball in, but he didn't look where he was playing it, and he played it straight to Anderson, who wastefully hits it straight upfield, straight through the Jilt.
Yes, they had a nice little few passes together, Blackpool there. Charlie Adam gave it away. It was a bit careless. You can't afford to do that too often here.
Here's Adam again, clipping the ball forward. Good header back to Southern by DJ Campbell. Southern again to Punchin, and they're keeping possession well, Blackpool. On the far side of the field now, it's Eardley, the right full-back. He's now level with the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Back to Punchin on his left foot. Plays an awkward pass to Vaughan. Vaughan keeps it in Blackpool's possession. They're not going anywhere in terms of threatening the United penalty area at the moment, Blackpool though. Manchester United 0, Blackpool 0. Ball's coming towards the near side of the field, the Blackpool left. To Craney, and back to Evan. In now to Adam once more. Adam to Vaughan, and they must have played about 20 passes, Jimmy.
That's right.
Haven't made any geographical progress. Then it was given away there by Raphael, and the ball's edge of the penalty. That looked like a foul. A free kick on Taylor Fletcher. Not so. Ball's back with United, and there's been a goal at West Ham. Mike Sewell.
A goal for Sunderland, scored by Bolo Zenden, across from the right by El Mohammadi, and a looping header from Zenden over Robert Green. West Ham 0, Sunderland 1.
And a goal at Newcastle, Peter Slater.
Newcastle 1, West Brom 0, 16th minute, corner on the left, not dealt with. Stephen Taylor, final touch from close range. Newcastle 1, West Brom 0.
Here's Taylor Fletcher, plays the ball towards Campbell in the United box, but good work by Evra, getting the pass back to Van der Sar, and an excellent clearance by the Dutch goalkeeper. Terrific. To Berbatov on the far side of the field. That was a exquisite pass by Van der Sar.
Absolutely terrific, 50-yard pass.
Fletcher to Nani, nearly 17 minutes gone at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Blackpool 0. No goals yet in the games that feature relegation threatened sides. Berbatov to Nani, in towards Berbatov again, came off Baptiste's right foot and goes behind for a corner.
Yes, nice little move as well, nice little exchange on the edge of the box with Berbatov. The return past him was just slightly over it, just allowed Baptiste to get his toe onto the ball. It's gone behind for a corner to Manchester United,
which Nani's going to take from the left side. Evra came forward to offer the short option but declined, and Nani waits before playing it in. He actually taps it to Park, who'd made the run to the edge of the penalty area. Back to Nani, into Park once more. Nani again. Are they going to cross it? There it goes. Oh, Fletcher jumped, didn't make contact with his head, and Blackpool can counter-attack here. Vaughan onto Campbell over the halfway line. He's got punching on the far side of the field, but it'd be a brilliant pass to pick him out. Have to hit 60 yards. So it's back Vaughan to Southern in the centre circle, and now it's with Punchin. Eardley to his right. Taylor Fletcher ahead of him. It goes to the fullback. Eardley into Vaughan. Vaughan turns one way, then the other. Still keeps the ball, importantly. Then he's pushed over by Nani. It's a free kick to Blackpool.
Yes, Blackpool put a few passes together as they did a moment ago, but weren't going anywhere. I think it's good for them, really, just to get the feel of the ball, get a feel of Old Trafford. Remember, 10 of these players had never played here before. But
I think Campbell's the only one.
I think he is. Of course, there's Cathcart, who's on the bench. He's a former Manchester United player. I wondered about Ormrod as well, but...
Now this is a good 35, 40 yards from goal, this Blackpool free kick. That's far too far for Adam to have a strike at goal, surely. So Everett's up from defence. Baptiste as well. Likely targets for the Scot to try to pick out from the free kick. He's waiting. Now he comes forward and he plays it short to Southern. That was quite deliberate. Punching onto the far side of the field. Blackpool inside the penalty area. The cross is deep, looking for Everett. The header down by Berbatov. Importantly, he won that, but I think there's going to be a free kick anyway. There must have been a push.
That was a planned move, Alan, that. It was a planned move. It was a good free kick altogether. And it was a good clearance by Manchester United, because Everett can be good in the air.
Here at Old Trafford, Manchester United 0, Blackpool 0. We played 19 minutes of the first half. Yeah, I'm wondering what's happening too, Jimmy. Van der Sar with the free kick to Evans and on to Fletcher. We've got two Darren Fletchers in action today, one commentating, one playing.
That's right.
Van der Sar, and let's go to the other Darren Fletcher, Wolves.
Still 0-0 here, Alan, but there have been chances at both ends. Sambo with a good block from a shot by Ward, and then a tame header by Nzonzi. Blackburn have just in a really good position. A free kick just outside the box. Jermaine Jones blazed it over. Wolves 0, Blackburn 0.
And Ian Dennis at Spurs.
Spurs 0, Birmingham City 0. Sandro's low shot was kept out by Foster's foot at the near post. Sandro's tested Foster with a curling effort as well that was tipped over, and Croucher screwed a shot wide. Ominous for Birmingham, but still 0-0.
John Murray at Stoke.
20 minutes played. Stoke 0, Wigan 0, but Wigan are up against it, both. And the fact that Stoke are the better team, and the fact that they're playing against the wind in the first half. They've barely been out their own half. It's 0-0.
And reminding you that it's also 0-0 here at Old Trafford. So the games involving the relegation threatened side. Oh, here's a chance for Park. Park gets ahead of the defender. What an error by Blackpool at the back. That should have been cleared. That was awful. And Manchester United in front through Ji-Sung Park.
Well, it was a blunder, really, at the back. What happened was Gilton Everett got the lines crossed, but really, I think the goalkeeper should come out and take that ball. It's a very difficult one really for me to say that from this angle I'm at, because I just can't quite see the distance. But give Park credit, the ball was played into that area and he's lifted it over the top of Dilt into the goal.
Well, he should never have got to the ball, Park, never been allowed to get to the ball. But as soon as the defender didn't take responsibility, as soon as the goalkeeper didn't come, the Korean was in there, and it's Manchester United 1, Blackpool 0, and no doubt that will have been greeted joyously by fans of Wigan, Birmingham, Wolves and Blackburn.
Yeah. Well, there's some things, you can't account for. I thought Blackpool had settled quite well. They'd played 20 minutes or so. They were doing reasonably well. But really, it was a simple ball knocked in. They were just stretched a little back, and Eardley was missing as well, the right full back, when the ball was played across. But, they've got to try and do something about that now. But give Park credit, he took it well.
Jim, unfortunately, it's the common criticism that's been made of Blackpool this season.
Oh, yes.
They just can't defend, or not well enough in the Premier League. They're on the attack at Blackpool, near side of the field, with Craney the full-back in an advanced position in the United half. Back to Evatt. Craney once more. Adam nearby, but not involved. It's back to Vaughan. Vaughan to Sutherland. After 25 seconds, he should have put Blackpool in front. Now they're a goal behind, but they're on the attack here. It's Taylor Fletcher squeezing the ball in, edge of the penalty area. Campbell hasn't much room to work with. When he shoots, it's blocked by Scholes' foot. Ball rebounds to Punchin inside the penalty area. Evra's there, so too is Vidic, and Vidic heads it clear of the immediate danger area as far as the champions are concerned. 22 minutes played, United 1, Blackpool 0, at the midway point of the first half. Mike Ingham.
Well, this will be deeply frustrating for Ian Holloway, because there's no question Manchester United not at full throttle here today. They've been gifted a goal. The ball is with Blackpool, playing towards the Stretford end, and Mike Dean, Blackpool attacking, but we'll go to Darren Fletcher at Wolves.
Because Blackburn Rovers have scored here, Mike. Michel Salgado with a driven shot into the penalty area. It took a deflection of Jason Roberts, nestled into the corner, and Blackburn Rovers lead on this decisive Sunday. Wolves 0, Blackburn 1.
Well, we've had a very quiet start to this potentially dramatic afternoon, but no sooner do Manchester United score, you wonder whether there'll be a domino effect around the league in those critical matches. Now, you've just heard there from Darren, Blackburn leading 1-0 at Wolves. They seem to be the team, I've got to say, going into all of the matches today, with perhaps the least pressure Wolves, in that they were at home. But Blackburn lead here. Manchester United are 1-up through Park after 20 minutes. Blackpool should have scored inside the first minute of the game. Southern missed a great chance. Manchester United now have a throw in near side.
Yes.
So at the moment, Blackburn Rovers, of course, would be safe, but there's an awful long way to go yet this afternoon here.
I thought they played quite well last week against Manchester United, Blackburn Rovers. They looked much tighter at the back. They worked hard. They certainly deserved the point.
Manchester United just playing possession football. We've bright sunshine now around the stadium, but we've had squally showers as well. Manchester United loose with the ball, and it's Punchin, the player who's on loan to Blackpool from Southampton. And now Vaughan, the Welsh international, finds Craney near side. 1-0 to Manchester United. Punchin again, holds off Scholes, plays the ball back to Craney. Blackpool, though, getting nowhere really. They're having to knock it back to the halfway line. Now Adams works it forward, laid off by Taylor Fletcher to Vaughan. Taylor Fletcher moved towards the penalty area. Vaughan now, it's been fouled down this left-hand side, and Blackpool have a free kick and a chance for Charlie Adam to step forward once more to try and deliver here for Blackpool.
I thought that was a yellow card offence, actually, because Vaughan had actually gone past Nani on the outside, and it was a dangerous position, and he's pulled him down. Mike Dean's been kind. It's going to be a free kick to Blackpool.
Edwin van der Sar's last big appearance at Old Trafford, captain of the day, just bouncing up and down on his line away to our left. Blackpool have sent the central defenders forward. Swirling wind here, so difficult conditions for defenders. Adams plays it in, and in the end Van der Sar sees that one travel well wide of his post, and Ian Holloway makes signals to his players just to get. There's a long way to go in this game yet. We're going to go to Fulham and Nigel Adderley.
Where Fulham lead Arsenal by 1-0. Ramsey gave the ball away. Zamora's low cross scored by the former gunner Steve Sidwell. Fulham 1, Arsenal 0.
So Manchester City could be going directly into the Champions League if it stays like this. Arsenal will have to pre-qualify. The big goals in the relegation scene. Blackburn leading 1-0 at Wolves. Here Manchester United are 1-up against Blackpool. It's West Ham 0, Sunderland 1, Newcastle 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Ball is with Johnny Evans of Manchester United. Evans up towards Nani, flicked it off behind Raphael, And now a nice little change of pace from Taylor Fletcher of Blackpool. Needs some support down this left-hand side. In the end, he's outnumbered by Manchester United players, and Scholes emerges with the ball.
Yeah, it's one of the problems I think they've had. I think Taylor Fletcher's clever. He does some very clever things when he's playing. Lovely little turn down, but he's lacked support. It's when you're not getting the support to the players. Manchester United, of course, are really good at that. That's the whole basis of their game, supporting each other.
5 live, 1-0 to Manchester United. Interestingly, as United build, the players are tending to keep the passing short here today in these windy conditions. They're not hitting it long. Scholes, I know, just pulled out of a long pass a few moments ago. Now he does drive it to the far side, and it's impeccable as ever from Scholes to the feet of Park. Park taking on the fullback Eardley. Park is the goal scorer, curls it in, headed away by Blackpool to this near side, and Nani might have settled for the throw-in, but he's kept it in play. Hits it to the far post. Park jumping with the defender, and it's going to be a corner to Manchester United over on the left.
Yeah, Eardley got it away. Good cross from Nani from the touchline, and he got it just beyond the far post. That difficult place sometimes for goalkeepers to get to, and Eardley was there and he's headed it behind.
Apparently we need 30 goals today to break a record for a 20 club season, but we're not going to do it at the moment. 4 goals in the first quarter of this afternoon. One of them here from Park, but it was a self-inflicted error by Blackpool, not for the first time this season. They should have gone in front in the first minute of the game, but complete mix-up at the back between Gilks and Evatt, the centre-back, and Park stepped in to score. Corner to Manchester United. Over on that left-hand side of the field. Nani to take it. Manchester United leading 1-0, and it goes. Berbatov's flicked that one over the bar, though. Goal kick. Oh no, it's a corner. It's gone off a Blackpool defender, and it's going to be another corner to Manchester United. Remember, Blackburn are leading 1-0 at Wolves. And here 1-0 to Manchester United. Fulham 1, Arsenal 0 is another significant scoreline in these Premier League games on the last day of the season. Another corner to Nani and Manchester United. In it comes, and this time Charlie Adam got his head to the ball for Blackpool. The ball bouncing on the edge of the area. Scholes has got himself a free kick, signalled by Mike Dean, the referee.
That was a very good header by Charlie Adam there. It's a kind of thing people forget about. That's the one part of his game that he's very strong. He's a good defensive header. The number of times he headed balls away at corner kicks, especially when I've watched him at Blackpool, that was a key one because Vidic was right behind him. That's who the ball was aimed at.
Well, as long as they've got Charlie Adam out there, Blackpool, they've got hope still in the game. 1-0 to Manchester United. Ball is kept in by Craney, but Manchester United take possession once more. And Anderson's been very quiet early on here. Now Raphael, the right back, goes inside the Blackpool half. Manchester United playing from left to right. That's a bit loose from Manchester United. They certainly didn't start the game particularly brightly. Blackpool settled down quickly. Now it's Taylor Fletcher, this rugged, powerful player who plays all across the front line, really. Ball inside the centre circle, and now it's back to Evatt. That's good football from Blackpool. Baptiste, back again to Evatt. Evatt's looking for some movement ahead of him, and then slices the ball into the United half. Header in from Taylor Fletcher towards Campbell, and it's back with Vidic now of Manchester United. Back to Nigel Adderley at Fulham,
where it's now Fulham 1, Arsenal 1. Robin van Persie scoring for the 9th away game running. Diaby's ball, and Van Persie with a great finish. It's 1-1.
We must check on Birmingham City at Tottenham now. Ian Dennis.
Well, when that goal at Old Trafford, Mike, filtered through here, we had Superman, a clown, and even Mr. Blobby jumping up and celebrating in the Birmingham City end. It's still 0-0 here. Defoe's had a header, comfortably saved by Foster. Spurs on the attack, still goalless.
Well, at the moment, as Charlie Adam tries a shot from a long way out, but just at the moment it's looking like the bottom three are going to finish as the bottom three, but we'll go to Stoke and Wigan and John Murray.
Half an hour played, Stoke 0, Wigan 0. So Wigan just about holding out against Stoke City and the wind. Matt Jackson here says that Wigan have got to get to half time and hope that nobody switches the wind machine off at the break. It's 0-0.
Thanks, John, but of course ever changing all the time, with Wolves of course trailing. They're now minus 20 with the goal difference, of course 40 points. It really is too close to call at the moment, as Park now sends the ball forward to Manchester United's Berbatov, and there's some neat defending from Baptiste. Baptiste tries to find Campbell, perhaps Blackpool not finding Campbell enough in this opening period. Still the wind blows around here in the press box, and Manchester United have possession again.
It's a problem they've had for a while. It's the way they play as well. He lacks support sometimes. I think if he had a support player, Campbell, I think he'd always get goals. He's so lively. But, he's often having to do it all himself.
Ian Holloway hasn't left that technical area, by the way. He's almost on the pitch there trying to get his team going, but now they're having to defend as Raphael moves forward for Manchester United. Plays a 1-2 with Park. Raphael into the area, a misunderstanding, and Manchester United give it away, and Berbatov almost scores. Jilk saves with his legs, and Park goes down under the challenge from Adam, but Mike Dean signals dive and no penalty. Talking points here at Old Trafford as Manchester United try and go on the break here. We'll go back to Darren Fletcher at Wolves.
15 minutes of the first half to go. Wolves 0, Blackburn 1. Jason Roberts after 22 minutes. A huge goal for Blackburn, who have now moved on to 43 points. Wolves have had lots of possession since the goal, but they're well organised, Blackburn, today, and they're standing firm. Wolves 0, Blackburn 1.
Thank you, Darren. Here's another Darren Fletcher now of Manchester United. So Jason Roberts, friend of 5 Live, he scored for Blackburn. Park, I noticed after that incident, was hobbling a little bit, and of course just 6 days away from the Champions League, he's a crucial player. Manchester United now send the ball to the far side of the field. Nani's there with his usual step overs, doesn't go past the fullback. Nani again though, Anderson's pleading for the ball, eventually he finds him. Now square to Fletcher, 25 yards away from Jilks' goal, and Blackpool nick it away at the expense of a corner kick. It's a corner kick to Manchester United. We'll go to Aston Villa and Pat Murphy.
Goal for Aston Villa, Stuart Downing, deep cross, far post, expert finish with that hammer of a left foot. Villa 1, Liverpool 0.
Thank you, Pat. And if it stays like that, of course, between the Tottenham-Birmingham game and Villa-Liverpool, then it'll be Tottenham going into the Europa League. Corner kick to Manchester United, leading here 1-0. Blackburn are 1 up at Wolves, 0-0 in the other games of importance. In comes the corner from Anderson. Berbatov's headed down, and that is wide.
Have you noticed, Mike, since the goal went in, the crowd have gone quiet?
Yes.
It's quite strange, really. You know, I thought they might have picked up a little bit.
Very much a sort of party scene here before the game. They were playing that old 19 record, the Paul Hardcastle record, before United came out. Jimmy Armfield, by the way, played for Blackpool the last time these two sides met in this stadium in the top flight back in 1970, a 1-1 draw. That would do Blackpool today. And by the way, the goal scorer for Manchester United that day was George Best, and George Best's birthday was 65 years ago today.
I wasn't marking him, by the way.
Well, that's my next question. Burns scored for Blackpool, and can they get an equaliser here? Ian Holloway's trying to direct from this near side. Charlie Adam now, the main man for Blackpool. Ambitious high ball to the far, it's too high, and that's not great in these conditions.
No.
Punch and applause, but and they need to keep it to feet.
Yeah, they do. Just control the ball. Losing that goal, it's just taken a little bit of the sting out of Blackpool. They're just trying to make sure, I think, they don't concede another. That's how it looks to me at the moment.
Joining our coverage on 5 Live, Blackburn are leading at Wolves through Jason Roberts. It's Stoke 0, Wigan 0, Spurs 0, Birmingham 0. 1-0 here to Manchester United. Fulham 1, Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 0, West Ham 0, Sunderland 1, Newcastle 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. 0-0 in the games I haven't mentioned, and now it's Raphael. Windy day here at Old Trafford. Blackpool with it all to do as Nani now gets away easily from Adam. Park's layoff isn't good. Manchester United still really not their best here. I mean, if Blackpool can start to put some football together here, they've every chance, but the ball is still inside Blackpool's half. Nice flick there for Southern. Southern was pulled back by Fletcher. That should be a yellow card, and it is. I think Mike Dean's going to show the yellow card to Fletcher.
Yeah, I couldn't understand Fletcher doing that there. It's in Blackpool's half, and he just pulls Southern back. There was no need for it, really. He's got himself a yellow card out of nothing. He's got to be careful now.
34 minutes gone. At the moment, the bottom 3 are going down. West Ham, of course, already relegated. But of course, it's premature to be talking like this, because one goal can change everything in terms of goal difference and everything. Wolves, I'm sure, are trying to get back into their game with Blackburn trailing 1-0 here. Blackpool have a free kick, and it'll be taken by Eardley. Campbell's pointing. Everett's gone forward, so too has Baptiste. Van der Sar hasn't really had to make a save yet. In goes the kick, high towards the penalty area, headed away well by Evans. A little tap from Berbatov, and now Manchester United on the counter-attack with Nani near side. Nani holds it on the halfway line and then lays it forward towards Berbatov, who's got away from Baptiste. Shouldn't really have got away from Baptiste. And then Baptiste with a clumsy challenge in the penalty area, living very dangerously.
Shoulder charge.
And it's a shoulder charge given by the referee, and a corner kick to Manchester United.
Yeah, I thought that was quite fair. But there again, I would. But it was after I thought Berbatov actually lost control slightly. Baptiste let his sort of shoulder charge in, and he went down. The crowd were a bit unhappy about it, but I think the referee got that one absolutely right.
But we've seen their Achilles heel, I'm afraid, already in this opening half an hour here. Blackpool, their ability to keep the ball out. Adam now flicks away the corner kick at the near post, and then Anderson drives it. It's still in play over on the far side. No, it's not. It's gone out now for a goal kick.
I thought it might have hit the corner flag there.
Yeah,
it didn't quite. Yeah. The funny thing is, it was a nice little move, but again, Blackpool caused their own problems there. Eardley, again, in my opinion, was in the wrong place.
OK, let's check on the game at Bolton with Conor McNamara.
Bolton 0, Manchester City 0. Manchester City, as things stand, will be finishing third and going straight into the Champions League. But Daniel Sturridge here with a shot, and it's saved by Joe Hart. The best chance, Gareth Barry hit the crossbar with a header. It's Bolton 0, Manchester City 0.
Thank you. So the issues today are automatic Champions League qualification, Europa League place, and here, of course, survival. 5 clubs threatened. A quarter of the Premier League threatened going into the afternoon matches. At the moment, Blackpool and Wigan will go down, but everything can change in a flash. It's Park, the Manchester United goal scorer, into Anderson. Anderson turns, he's faced by Charlie Adam, and the referee was happy with Adam's challenge, wins the ball. Blackpool now with Southern. Back again to Everett. And Everett thought about the back pass, that would have been tricky in these conditions. Everett down the line now, trying to bring Campbell into the game. Evans gets there for Manchester United. Berbatov thought he was... Now he's given offside. Yeah, and the free kick is given to Blackpool.
He was a bit lazy, really, Mike, there. There wasn't much in that, Berbatov. He could have got onside, I think.
Adam takes the kick and this time plays it beautifully to Taylor Fletcher down the right-hand side. Back again to Southern. Can Blackpool just move? They will need to. Can they find an extra gear or two here at Old Trafford? 1-0 they trail. It's 1-0 to Blackburn. Taylor Fletcher's calling for it now over on this left-hand side, and he finds him. He controls it on the kneecap, and then Raphael heads it out of play. This is a bit better from Blackpool as they find themselves now working their way into the Manchester United half, playing towards the Stretford end where Edwin van der Sar, all in purple, waits to the left in his last Premier League appearance for Manchester United. Vaughan, the little Welshman in central midfield. Vaughan now bringing the ball towards this left-hand side, and Craney. It's a little bit slow from Blackpool, the build-up. Now it's Taylor Fletcher once more, going on too far. And whistle's gone for the free kick given to Manchester United on the edge of the penalty.
Yes, I think the referee thought that Taylor Fletcher actually extended himself a little too far there when he went into the challenge when Manchester United were going to clear the ball. So far, Manchester United's defence, after a rocky first 5 minutes, I must say, has started a little more solid.
Blackpool fans are a little bit subdued at the moment.
Yeah.
Away to the right, I'm sure they've got the radios with them, hoping for the news that will encourage them from the other matches. Remember, Blackburn surprisingly are leading 1-0 at Wolves. Goal scored from Jason Roberts. Here 1-0 to Manchester United. No goals at Tottenham, no goals at Stoke. Adam now Blackpool to Southern, the player who's been with the club for about 8 years, I think. And now Punchin, who's just joined them, of course, on loan. It's Punchin down the right-hand side for Blackpool. Go to Wolves in a moment. Just seen Blackpool trying to attack here. Back to Wolves and Darren Fletcher.
A second goal for Blackburn, and a spectacular goal as well, scored by Brett Emerton. He scored against Manchester United last week, and he's just volleyed the ball beyond the despairing dive of Hennessy from the edge of the penalty area. Brilliant finish by Emerton. A second goal for Blackburn Rovers, who are just about safe. Wolves 0, Blackburn 2.
Thank you. And the other thing about that, of course, is Wolves' goal difference now slides down to -21. Wigan's is -22, of course, and they're heading for a point at the moment. Here Blackpool have got a free kick on the edge of the area, have they?
Yes, well, I thought it was.
Which
it
way
was nice.
Yes, they have. Taylor Fletcher's got himself a free kick, and this is only around about 20 yards away from Van der Sar's goal down the centre.
Now Charlie Adam, I've seen him hit the target from here. But the point was, I thought it was a bit of a kind free kick towards Blackpool, to be honest. They got themselves in a bit of a tangle, but so did Manchester United. And I think it was Vidic in the end who came sliding in, and Taylor Fletcher's feet went from underneath him. So there's a bit of a chance here for Blackpool.
Well, could this be one of the moments of the season for Blackpool? Charlie Adam, fantastic with the set pieces, much coveted player in midfield for Blackpool. The captain has this ball, it's just on the edge of the D. Edwin van der Sar hasn't really had to make a save yet. He's standing by his right-hand post, trying to line up his Manchester United wall. Blackpool player's gone right into the middle of the wall. And here we go. Blackpool trailing 1-0.
Watch Eardley as well.
Eardley to the left. Right, the fullback. So Adam takes it. Adam scores for Blackpool. Charlie Adam does the trick. Once more, the Seasiders celebrate. Could it be enough? Manchester United 1, Blackpool 1.
Well, it was absolutely lovely free kick, because it's right into the bottom left-hand corner. Charlie Adam again. What a wonderful goal that was. But I've seen him, Mike, hit the target so often this season. Even somebody of Van der Sar's quality could not save that. So Blackpool, well, it gives them a little bit of hope now.
Well, I said we might have a domino effect here this afternoon once the goals start going in. At the moment, if the final whistle went now, Blackpool would be safe. It would take them out of the bottom three, above Birmingham City, of course, and their goal difference now, of course, of minus 21, back to where they were again. They'd be on 40 points. They'd be above Birmingham City. No, they wouldn't. It's changing all. Anyway, Blackpool would be safe at the moment, I think, if it stays like this. I think we'll just have to hold fire on this, Jim, because it's going to change all the time, because we're going to go back to Wolves again and Darren Fletcher.
Well, they've almost scored twice more, Blackburn, Mike, since you were last here. First of all, Hoylett. There's a cross whipped in now by Emerton that's headed up into the air. First, Hoylett was denied a path to goal, and then from the resulting corner, Samba's header was hooked off the line by Fletcher. As we see it, Mike, Wolves are in the bottom three, and the tension now inside this stadium, well, he can cut it. Wolves 0, Blackburn 2, and Wolves are all over the place.
I think Blackpool would be safe on goals scored at the moment, but anyway, it's Manchester United with different ideas, and Blackpool, who should have scored inside the first minute, have got their equaliser through Charlie Adam. And the other thing to tell you about that noteworthy goal, but first Manchester United going forward, Johnny Evans, the centre-back, has got himself towards the edge of the area. Fletcher won't get that. Everett will clear it. That is the first goal scored at Old Trafford by an opponent in the Premier League this season in the first half. It's the first time that Manchester United have conceded a goal at home in the Premier League since Joe Cole scored for Chelsea, and that was last season. And it's Charlie Adam who's done it. Who else? Charlie Adam, who has even, of course, been linked with a move here to Manchester United, as well as Liverpool and a host of other clubs. Here come Manchester United down the left-hand side. United now 1-1 as Patrice Evra tries to go forward, and back covering is Taylor Fletcher. I didn't see Ian Holloway, but I can only imagine his celebration, although he's trying to keep his team focused down there.
Well, he is. He's got to keep focused. It's important that the manager, stays completely. But Blackpool suddenly find themselves a lifeline here.
Remember, Blackburn are leading 2-0 at Wolves. Still 0-0 between Spurs and Birmingham and Stoke and Wigan. The Charlie Adam goal, I'm sure, has reverberated around all of those stadiums here. We have 2.5 minutes to go, and those Blackpool fans who were looking subdued a few moments ago are now really happy away to the right, but they will be mindful of the fact that we have still another 45 minutes of Manchester United attacking the Stretford end. So Edwin van der Sar, in his last appearance, has been beaten by Charlie Adams' free kick. Here come Manchester United. Anderson's running forward, but Baptiste is there at the back for Blackpool. Blackpool just have to stay calm, because of course they're not the greatest at the back. They know they can't take any liberties. Adam, who's just trying to play in front of the back four, and now a long ball from Adam looking to stretch Manchester United. Oh, and Raphael's header was a bit short, but it was a good ball. Comes out though.
It was an important header. It was a good ball from Adam. Lovely header that by Raphael, because I think really Puncheon might have got in.
Manchester United 1, Blackpool 1, just like it was when Jimmy Armfield played here back in 1970, but we still have a second half to go here on 5 Live, and now it's Raphael steaming forward for Manchester United, and then Adam is there once more to flick the ball out of play. I mean, who knows, this could be Charlie Adams' last performance for Blackpool, but what a goal he scored here. Sir Alex Ferguson comes out. I mean, his team haven't really been anything like at full throttle in this first half, but fair dues to Blackpool. Jimmy said it was a slightly fortuitous free kick that they got, but Adam belted it past Van der Sar, and it's 1-1 here. And at the moment, Blackpool would be safe as Scholes now flicks the ball forward towards Nani, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. So at the moment, Wigan and Wolves are in those bottom 2 positions, and Blackpool and Birmingham and Blackburn, of course, would be safe.
Long way to go, Mark.
Long way to go.
Yes, there is, and I think the thing about it has been from Blackpool's point of view, because the way they've gone about the game, I thought they started so well, and I thought missed a couple of chances, and I thought, oh dear, and then Manchester United score, and I thought to myself, what's going to happen? But they haven't folded, they've kept going, they've still continued to try and play, and they've got the reward so far. Of
course, the other thing to tell you, of course, is Manchester United do have people like Wayne Rooney on the bench for the second half, as Charlie Adam now will think about the Champions League situation. Will go to Bolton, Conor McNamara.
and it's Bolton 0, Manchester City 1. Joleon Lescott's goal. It means that no matter what Arsenal do now, if it stays like this at the Reebok, Manchester City will finish third and will go straight into the group stages of the Champions League. That's if it stays like this. Bolton 0, Manchester City 1.
And to Wolves and Darren Fletcher.
Free kick for Wolves, Mike. 5 yards outside the Blackburn box as O'Hara stands over the ball, swings it into the middle, headed away by Emerson. Really good delivery, but good defending by Blackburn Rovers, who have played really well in the first half. They still lead 2-0.
Well, I have to say, of all the scorelines, that's the one I least expected, really. Wolves 0, Blackburn 2 here. Manchester United 1, Blackpool 1. It's almost half-time. We're playing added time of, I think, 2 minutes. And the ball is out of play for a Blackpool throw, and Rainey's taking a very long time over it. DJ Campbell just prowling around in the penalty area way to the left. United in front, a gifted goal from Park. Back come Blackpool with talisman Charlie Adam with a free kick. Referee now has given Manchester United offside. An offside. Right, it's half-time at Tottenham 0-0 there. We'll be going there soon, of course. Tottenham 0, Birmingham 0. Here approaching half-time. Ian Holloway will be able to get at his team in a few moments and just really keep them going. But very aware of the fact that there are still some agonising moments to go through potentially here in the second half. Back to Wolves again, Darren Fletcher.
Blackburn Rovers have scored a third goal, Mike, and it's Junior Hoylett. They are running riot in the first half here. Wonderful footwork inside the penalty area by the youngster, and he blasted a right foot shot into the bottom corner. Goals from Roberts, Emerton and now Hoylett mean it's Wolves 0, Blackburn Rovers 3, and Wolves are in real trouble.
Wolves who've had some fantastic victories at Molineux this season against some of the big names, but really up against it now. Their goal difference, of course, has been savaged as well here. Back to Manchester United, last chance of the first half perhaps. Park the goal scorer on the left. It's 1-1, closing seconds. Park from the angle, can't get it past the Blackpool defender as referee Mike Dean, as Paul Scholes prepared to shoot, blows for half-time. With Wolves and Wigan, it seems at this halfway stage at the moment most in jeopardy. So Manchester United not at their best. They were given the goal really by Blackpool's uncertainty at the back. Park stepped in after 20 minutes, but then Charlie Adam drove Blackpool back into this game with what could turn out to be one of the most famous goals in their history. Half-time score, Manchester United 1, Blackpool 1.
Well, an extraordinary first half here at Molineux. I don't think any of us anticipated this, Darren Fletcher. Wolves all over the place, Blackburn in complete control.
Right from the first few minutes of this match, Mark, you could see the confidence was with Blackburn Rovers. They settled the quicker. They scored the first goal through Jason Roberts on 22 from that deflected Salgado shot, and from then Wolves have never really recovered. Emerton's volley on 38, Hoylett's goal on the stroke of half-time after some wonderful footwork as Jarvis makes his way into the penalty area. But the final ball on so many occasions in this first half has let Wolverhampton Wanderers down. As it stands right now, Mark, and it's only as it stands right now, Wolves would have to score twice to stay in the Premier League in the second half. We're still playing here, but Blackburn in complete control and 3-0 up.
I'll go through all the maths for you in a second, but let's go to Stoke half-time there, John Murray.
Stoke 0, Wigan 0, and believe you me, Wigan will settle for that. They've been right up against both Stoke and the gusting wind which has been into their faces. Stoke have racked up a number of chances. They had the ball in the net, but Walters was offside. A Jones shot was cleared off the line by Boyce, and Wigan have created next to nothing. So, Matt Jackson, what now?
Well, they will obviously be aware of the other results. They'll still be hoping that Spurs and Manchester United will do them a favour, but they have to play better themselves. I talked at the top of the programme about how it's important that you do yourself justice. They haven't done so far, been shoddy with their passing, given possession away cheaply, and have looked vulnerable at set pieces.
So Stoke 0, Wigan 0 at half-time at the Britannia.
Half-time now, Darren. A rather ugly reception from some of the Wolves fans on that first 45 minutes.
Well, I think there were quite a few, Mark, that booed the team off. I've just been speaking to someone from Blackburn Rovers who said to me the team have been playing like this for a while, but haven't been able to get that critical second goal in games. They've scored it today. The goals have come in the first half through Roberts, Emerton and Hoylett. Only a catastrophe now would get Blackburn anywhere near danger, but Mick McCarthy has probably the biggest 15 minutes of his Wolves career as the manager to try and lift his team, because they were abject in the first half.
When Hoyler put that third goal in, Mick McCarthy, whose technical area is very near us here in the main stand, turned round, rubbed his face and looked absolutely disconsolate, as many of the fans do already. Wolves 0, Blackburn 3 at half-time. To White Hart Lane, then I'll bring you the table. Ian Dennis.
Spurs 0, Birmingham City 0. Birmingham have offered little as an attacking threat, but no one can doubt their commitment. Davis, Ferguson, Gardner, Beausejour, they've all made important tackles. Certainly no tame surrender, and Ben Foster has made several fine saves. He kept out Sandro's low shot at the near post with his foot. He's tipped over a curling effort from the Brazilian. He made a comfortable save from Defoe, and then just before half-time, Kabul's deflected shot brought out an excellent reflex save. Birmingham started the day with a cushion of 1 goal. That's now increased to 2 goals as a buffer for Birmingham from the bottom 3. 0-0 at half-time.
So this is the all-important figures at the bottom of the table. West Ham relegated, of course. Wigan 40 points, goal difference minus 22, goals scored 39. Wolves 40 points, goal difference minus 22, goals scored 44. Blackpool 40 points, goal difference minus 21, goals scored 54. Birmingham 40 points, goal difference minus 20, goals scored 36. At the moment Blackburn are going to get 43 points. So Wigan, Wolves, Blackpool and Birmingham at the moment are all going to finish on 40 points. Wigan and Wolves have the same goal difference, minus 22. Blackpool's is minus 21. Birmingham's minus 20. But the reason Darren Fletcher said that Wolves need 2 goals, even if they get 1 goal and their goal difference goes to minus 21, they would still be 9 goals behind Blackpool. Hence why Darren said that Wolves need 2 as it stands at the moment. So as things are at half-time, West Ham, Wigan and Wolves are the 3 going down. Right, I hope you understood all that. Here's Juliet Farrington with the Blackpool fans back at Bloomfield Road.
Yeah, we've come outside the seaside, and Mark, I can't cope. I don't even support Blackpool, but deep breaths, guys, deep breaths. You're staying up at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment we are, but there's still a half to go, and Man U are a very good team.
How much do you love Charlie Adam right now?
Charlie Adams, to me, is the best thing that's happened to Blackpool in years, you know, considering some of the players we used to have in League 3 compared to what we've got now. The man's keeping us in the Premiership at the minute.
Just describe that first 45 inside the bar, because it was pretty manic at times, wasn't it? A lot of beer throwing everywhere.
It was ecstatic. It was very important that we got this goal in the first half before we started. And with United scoring first and we got another one in, it's brilliant.
I mean, you guys are having a cigarette break right now. You've got to go back inside. How do you think your nerves will be second half?
Oh, I don't know if I
You're shaking!
I am. I don't know how I can cope for the next half, really. I don't.
What would it mean for you, should you do it and stay up? Will there be a lot of emotion, a lot of tears? I mean, one woman was in tears before the match even kicked off.
Oh yeah, I mean, the tears will flow, obviously, compared to where we were 5-6 years ago. Bottom of the leagues, you know, just barely staying up. For now to be staying in the Premiership, dream come true if it happens like this.
Mark, we're going to go back inside very, very shortly. Good luck, guys. Enjoy the second half.
Go on the pool!
There is a long way to go. There was a very quiet opening 15 minutes. It really was the phony war all the way around England in the Premier League. Nothing really happened. Then it exploded into life. 3 goals here for Blackburn against Wolves. United went in front, then Charlie Adam equalised. That's why we're at the situation we are. Goalless though at Stoke, goalless at White Hart Lane. As far as the race for third is concerned, it's nothing like as dramatic. One would even say important, possibly, with so much at stake at the bottom. At Conor McNamara, Manchester City are racing towards automatic qualification for the Champions League.
Yes, they're getting the job done here. Bolton 0, Manchester City 1 at half-time. Jolyon Lescott scored the goal, his second in 2 games. Have to tell you, Mark, you won't see a bigger fluke all season. The ball hit Lescott unawares on his head. It spun into the net. He knew nothing about it, but it puts Manchester City into the driving seat now for third, straight into the Champions League group stages if it stays like this. And Carlos Tevez, in pursuit of the Golden Boot, has had 1 good chance from close distance, saved by Jaskalainen. Bolton 0, Manchester City 1.
Well, if Manchester City win, there's nothing Arsenal can do about it. They're at Fulham, Nigel Adderley.
And it's 1-1 at half-time. Decent game, though. Arsenal gave the ball away in the run-up to Fulham's goal on 26 minutes. Bobby Zamora crossed down the right-hand side, and Steve Sidwell shot through the legs of Wojciech Szczesny. But within 3 minutes, Arsenal were level. Robin van Persie scoring for the 9th successive away game. Abu Diaby with the pass, and Van Persie with a fine finish. Danny Murphy almost made it 2-1 just before half-time, but Thomas Vermaelen challenged him and won the ball almost on the goal line. Fulham 1, Arsenal 1.
Aston Villa, Liverpool next for us, Pat Murphy.
Villa lead 1-0. Splendid goal by Downing, far post. Tremendous strike with his left foot from a sharp angle. Liverpool are trying for this one, don't you worry. Europa League or not, they're up for this one. And the few decisions have not gone their way. They don't deserve to be trailing 1-0 at half-time to Villa.
And next to Merseyside, to Goodison, Ian Brown.
Half-time here, Everton 0, Chelsea 0. End of term feel about it, of course. Some early energy from Everton saw them hit the woodwork. Jagielka's header from a corner flicking the top of the bar. Coleman had an opening, but Ashley Cole defended that brilliantly, and later on Beckford dragged a shot wide. A few neat passages from Chelsea. Anelka's shot was blocked by Distan, and Anelka also tested Howard for the only time in the half from outside of the box. Half-time, Everton 0, Chelsea 0.
To Upton Park, the end of the Premier League for West Ham. Mike Sewell.
West Ham 0, Sunderland 1, as you'd expect. It's been an open first half in which West Ham have had the best chances, but Sunderland have the edge. Bolo Zenden's looping header from Ahmed El Mohammadi's right wing cross came after 17 minutes, but not before Freddie Sears and Thomas Hitzelsberger had forced saves from Simon Mignolet in the Sunderland goal, and Mignolet was on hand again to deny Zavon Hines at the end of the half to keep the score. West Ham 0, Sunderland 1.
And St James's Park, Peter Slater.
Newcastle 2, West Brom 0. Not bad for a game with nothing riding on it. Newcastle in front after 16 minutes. Stephen Taylor scoring for the 3rd consecutive game. Close range after a left-wing corner wasn't cleared. The lead doubles 6 minutes from half-time. Lovenkrantz effort stopped by Carson, who then carried it over the line. No dispute. Definitely cross. It's been a busy old afternoon for Stephen Taylor, who's twice cleared off his own line from Brunt and then from Fortuny. They've just given the half-time scores. Great joy behind the goal from the West Brom fans, who don't like Wolverhampton apparently. At 2-0 Newcastle lead.
Breaking news. The World Match Play Golf Final, Alistair Bruce Ball in Spain.
Ian Poulter is very close to becoming the champion. 2 holes to go and he's 2 up. He started to play some sublime golf on the back 9, hold a huge birdie putt at the 12th to get back to all square. Another birdie at the 14th after a brilliant approach put him 1 up, and he's just hit an approach shot at the 16th to inches for another birdie. Luke Donald has to win the last 2 holes or Poulter's the champion, and Lee Westwood in that case would remain as world number 1.
And Stuart Pike watching Bradford-Wigan in the Challenge Cup.
And Wigan 18 minutes away from the quarter-finals mark. They lead by 22 points to 12 against 12 men Bradford, who've put up a terrific display since having Gareth Rayner sent off on the half hour. But 2 tries in 2 minutes from Finch and Richards. His second at the start of the second half has tilted it in Wigan's favour. Results from the Challenge Cup today: Huddersfield 30, Catalan 16, St Helens 70, Featherstone 0. The quarter-final draw on Monday tea time. Here it's Bradford 12, Wigan 22.
Commentary from Bradford continues on Sports Extra. This afternoon, the Curragh saw the running of the Irish Guineas. John Hunt with the results.
Yes, Mark, a 4th Irish 1,000 Guineas victory for Aidan O'Brien. Misty for me winning, heavily backed as well, from 10-1 down to 5-1, beating stablemate Together, giving O'Brien a classic double following on from Roderick O'Connor's victory in the 2,000 Guineas yesterday, and it completes a fabulous weekend for O'Brien. Earlier, his So You Think toyed with his Tattersalls Gold Cup opponents and remains firmly on the map for the King George at Ascot in midsummer.
And it's the opening day of the French Open. A quiet opening day, we can say, Jonathan Overend.
Yes, I think that's fair to say, Mark. We have lost 2 big talents in the men's game, though unfulfilled talents, I think it would be fair to say at the moment. Marin Cilic, the 19th seed, losing in round 1, straight sets to Ruben Ramirez Hidalgo, and Ernest Gulbis, the player from Latvia, who a few years ago we had high hopes for a top 10 future. He's today had his 6th successive first-round defeat in major championships, again straight sets to Blaz Kavcic from Slovenia.
And Simon Mann's watching the England Lions chasing 2-2-2 to beat Sri Lanka in Derby.
and they're making a mess of it. They're 181 for 9, so it looks as though Sri Lanka are going to turn this game around. Remember, they followed on 227 runs behind, but Pradeep has taken 4 wickets and Fernando has taken 3. Bopara out for 29, and Morgan selected ahead of Bopara today in the England squad for the first test, out for 4. Elsewhere in the cricket today, in the Championship, Glamorgan beat Middlesex, 7 matches in the CB40. Sussex 249 against Kent, a century for Chris Nash. Worcestershire 155 for 9 against Yorkshire, who are 40 for no wicket. Northamptonshire against Scotland, Scotland 200 for 5. Durham 286 for 3 against Warwickshire. Stokes 150 not out. Surrey 311 for 7 against Hampshire at Whitgift. And Unicorns 183 for 9 against Essex at Chelmsford. There's been to rain at Old Trafford, but they're underway there, Lancashire against Notts.
And Red Bull's Sebastian Vettel's won his 4th Grand Prix of the season in Spain. The defending champion edged out McLaren's Lewis Hamilton by under a second. Jenson Button took 3rd. Vettel's teammate Mark Webber finished 4th despite starting on pole. Hamilton now trails Vettel by 41 points at the top of the Drivers' Championship. What a dramatic final day it is at the moment. As things stand, Wolves, Wigan join West Ham in the Empower Championship next season. More details to come after the news with Gene McCallum.
Online at bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
A Scottish newspaper has become the first mainstream UK publication to name a footballer it says is at the centre of a row over privacy injunctions. The Sunday Herald says it doesn't believe the injunctions handed out by the English courts have any legal force in Scotland. President Obama has indicated he would be prepared to order another covert operation against Al-Qaeda and Taliban leaders in Pakistan. The president told the BBC he has a duty to protect America and its allies. Britain's military operation in Iraq has ended 8 years after the US-led invasion to topple Saddam Hussein. The Foreign Secretary William Hague says British troops are leaving the country a much better place than they found it. Iceland's airspace has been closed after the country's most active volcano began erupting. Experts say they don't expect the ash cloud to cause the same level of disruption as the eruption last year, when many European flights were grounded for 5 days. And there are just a few hours left of bidding for the unusual hat Princess Beatrice wore to the royal wedding. So far, it's raised more than £81,000 for charity.
After winning the Ashes,
in comes Tremlett. Beer waits for him. He's there and he bowls and he's played into his wicket. It's all over. And England have won their first series in Australia for 24 years.
And the disappointment of the Cricket World Cup.
They've run 1, they've come back for the second. It's gone for 4. Ireland have won.
England kick off their summer of cricket on 5 Live Sports Extra. England against Sri Lanka.
The first test,
live from Cardiff,
starts Thursday from 10:45 on BBC Digital Radio.
5 Live Sports Extra.
It's all over the county ground in Derby. Sri Lanka have beaten the England Lions by 38 runs. Sri Lanka beat England Lions by 38 runs. At the moment, Wigan, Wolves, Blackpool and Birmingham all on 40 points. Wigan and Wolves goal difference minus 22 each. Blackpool minus 21. Birmingham minus 20. It's that tight. Darren Fletcher, Blackburn are safe as houses unless something apocalyptic happens to them in the second half. Wolves, though, well, at the moment they need results elsewhere to go their way to get themselves out of this mess.
Well, of course, a goal for Tottenham or a goal for Manchester United dramatically changes the picture, and Mick McCarthy, I'm sure, is making his players aware of that. If it did stay as it is now, then Wolves would have to score twice in the second half without conceding any more to get out of the bottom 3, and with that in mind, they're going to send on Sylvain Ebanks-Blake, so it's going to be an attacking change. The message has certainly got down there to Mick McCarthy. Wolves have got 45 minutes, Mark, to save themselves.
Wolves and Wigan going down at the moment along with West Ham as we go back to Old Trafford and Alan Green.
We knew it would be nervy. Dear oh dear. The next 45 minutes, cataclysmic for certain supporters, never-ending joy for others. Blackpool of hope at the moment. They're out of the bottom 3 because of the equaliser scored by Charlie Adam 5 minutes before half-time. United are making a change. Smalling is replacing Raphael. And, well, I wonder if that's another injury for Raphael, who's had problems throughout the season. But Smalling is on. So this is the revised Manchester United team. The goalkeeper's Van de Sar. A defence now of Smalling at right back. Vidic, Evans and Evra. Then in midfield we've got Scholes, Anderson, Fletcher, and finally Nani, Berbatov and Park, who put Manchester United in front in the 21st minute. Blackpool start the second half as they started the first. Goalkeeper Gilts, defenders Eardley, Baptiste, Evatt and Craney. In midfield we've got Vaughan, Adam, their goal scorer, and Southern, and then Taylor, Fletcher, Punchin and Campbell. The referee Mike Dean blows his whistle. Can Blackpool hang on? Of course, goals elsewhere might mean that that's not enough, Jimmy.
Of course.
Have you got your calculator?
Then take it out.
No, you left it.
I don't know how to use it anyway. I think the thing is with it, it's. I think they've done well to get back again, to get themselves level at one each. Now then, they've got to be able to hold Manchester United, who obviously will have been, I think, fired up a little bit by Alec at the break. Let's see what they can do now in this second half. The midfield, though, is going to be a very important area.
A reminder that as things stand at the moment, West Ham already relegated. It'll be the 3 W's. Wolves and Wigan will join them in the Championship next season. Free kick to Blackpool, taken by Gilts to Evatt, who was at fault for Park's goal for Manchester United. Evatt hits it upfield, high, looking for Campbell. Campbell got a little nudge there from Evra. Evra got away with it. Campbell didn't like that, and Evra plays it back now to Vidic. Vidic not captain of Manchester United today. That honour goes to Edwin van der Sar on his final appearance. A goal at Newcastle, Peter Slater.
3-0 Newcastle, second minute of the second half. Enrique's cross put past his own goalkeeper by Martin Olsen. Newcastle 3, West Brom 0.
Here it's Eardley getting the ball back to Gilts, and Gilts hits the clearance up over the halfway line towards Taylor Fletcher. Won by Vidic in the air. Adam can't bring it under control. Gets a tackle in on Nani. Nani holds him off. Then he's brought down, was he? No. Defender got the ball. Referee, by the way, Mike Deans, had a really good game. We've hardly noticed him, and that says everything.
Yes,
Mind you, the players have also made it easy, Jimmy.
They have. There's not
really behaved themselves today.
Their behaviour has been very excellent. They've got a good record, actually, both teams.
Let's get an update from Wolves. Darren Fletcher.
Well, they've made that change, Alan, here at the start of the second half, which has seen Sylvain Ebanks-Blake come on for Wolves, and they've wasted their best opportunity. Jarvis found some space in the penalty area, sent in the cross. Stephen Ward with a header 6 yards out. Stephen Hunt rather with a header 6 yards out. Should have scored, put it wide. Still 3-0 to Blackburn.
Well, there's a blatant foul here by Vidic, just a yard outside his penalty area. Foul on Campbell. It's a similar distance from which Charlie Adam converted 5 minutes before the interval.
It's a lovely play by Blackpool down the left-hand side, played into the centre, nice little touch off from Taylor Fletcher. Campbell was going for it, and Vidic has deliberately brought him down. On another day, that would have been a yellow card, I think, because it was in a very dangerous situation.
It was a rash challenge by Nemanja Vidic.
It was.
The free kick is slightly to the left of the D. As Adam looks at it, he's going to strike this free kick left-footed. He'd probably have preferred it on the other side of the D.
Yeah.
But it's still another great opportunity. Adams scored 13 goals for the team that he captains this season. Can he make it 2 here at Old Trafford to put them in front? They'd be in dreamland. United have everyone back inside the penalty area, defending this free kick by the Scot. Adam looks back to Eardley, but it's going to be Charlie Adam. Left foot shot, tipped over by the goalkeeper Van der Sar.
It was going in. It was what he did, he thumped that one, and Van der Sar really showed all his experience, because he's looking into the sun there. People forget that, and he just stuck an arm up and put it over the bar. It's a good free kick, and it was a good save. Really top class by both of them.
As we welcome listeners to BBC World Service, we'll be going to the World Match Play in a moment, but there's a corner here to Blackpool. Adam takes it low, left-footed into the penalty area. It comes off another defender, and it's going to be another corner.
Yes, it is. Charlie Adam with those low corners, I've seen him do that as well. This is a practice move, driven across the 6-yard box.
Adam will be going to Tottenham in a moment for news of a goal there. Adam's corner, left footed in towards the near post, headed away by Manchester United, brought under control by Punchin. Let's go quickly to Ian Dennis at White Hart Lane.
Tottenham are leading Birmingham City by a goal to nil. The substitute Roman Pavlyuchenko 25 yards out beat Ben Foster. Birmingham have slipped into the relegation zone. They're in the bottom 3 because Spurs lead by a goal to nil.
Well, it's extraordinary, and there are going to be further goals that change everything. At the moment, it's looking up from the bottom. West Ham, Birmingham and Wigan. Ball played in for another corner for Blackpool. Ball's breaking out to Adam again, picked up by Punchin instead though. Punchin crosses left-footed into the box, headed away by Smalling, and it's out of play for a Blackpool throw, and they've started the second half brilliantly, Blackpool.
Just like they started the first half, really, on top. They must give them credit for that. They've already forced 3 corners in this half.
Ball played in to the United penalty area again. A header, not really on goal, but still the danger for Manchester United, who are far from themselves today. Let's get an update from Wolves. Darren.
Well, they're out of the bottom three now, Alan, with that goal that's been scored at White Hart Lane, and the power of 5 Live. As Ian Dennis was saying it, people all around Molineux started jumping up and down. There's a much more positive vibe around the stadium now, but still Wolves 0, Blackburn 3.
Goodness gracious. So Birmingham trailing at Tottenham 1-0. It's still Stoke 0, Wigan 0. And here at Old Trafford, Blackpool holding Manchester United 1-1, and Blackpool have had the ball in the Manchester United half for the whole of the second half.
Yes, they have. Forced 3 corners. Manchester United defended them well. Smalling had one excellent header to get away from a really dangerous cross on the right-hand side. So they started well in the second half, Blackpool.
Right, just to emphasise the complications around the nether end of the table, West Ham relegated, remember. Then Birmingham, at the moment, stand to have only 39 points. They're in 19th place. Wigan are in 18th place on 40 points. So too are Wolves, and they've got exactly the same goal difference, but Wolves have scored more goals than Wigan. That's why Wolves are out of the bottom 3 and Wigan are in it.
Sort that out.
Did you understand all that?
I don't understand you anyway, so. Actually, what's happened here, which is slightly worrying for Manchester United, Evra, he went into a challenge there and he didn't get up, and Blackpool just kicked the ball out of play.
Let's quickly go to West Ham and Mike Sewell.
A rousing rendition of I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles, despite the fact Sunderland lead 2-0 here. Stefan Sessignon with a 25-yard low shot. West Ham 0, Sunderland 2.
And as Evra limps off, at least for the time being, Alistair Bruce ball at the World Match Play Golf.
Ian Poulter's done it. He's beaten Luke Donald 2-1. Just hold a nerveless 8-footer on the 17th green. Ian Poulter is the Volvo World Match Play champion. Lee Westwood remains as world number 1.
Evra's back on, and I think he's okay. We've played nearly 7 minutes of the second half. Manchester United 1, Blackpool 1. The goal for Tottenham at White Hart Lane against Birmingham has changed the scenario at the nether regions of the table. At the moment, it's West Ham, Birmingham and Wigan who are going down to the Championship. No longer the 3 W's. Wolves, despite trailing at home by 3-0, will survive. Ball is with Blackpool on the halfway line. It's with Eardley, the right fullback. Knocked back by Taylor Fletcher. Here's Punchin. Punchin in now to Southern. Seems an age ago now when Southern should have put Blackpool in front in the first minute. Wasted a great opportunity. Then Park scored for Manchester United. Adam equalised with a free kick 5 minutes before the interval. It's with Eardley playing it back to Chilks, and I think there's a freshness about Blackpool, Jim, and a confidence about Blackpool.
Well, I've seen them play like this quite a few times. They pass the ball around, it's the end product that really matters.
Here's Evra. Evra seems to be okay, which is great news for the Champions League final. Here's Vidic. Chips the ball to the far side of the field.
Can't afford to lose Evra. He's a key player, for Manchester United in that match particularly.
Here is Evra again. He limped quite badly off the field, but he's running smoothly. He's moving smoothly now. Evra back to Vidic once more. 8 minutes gone in the second period here at Old Trafford on 5 Live. Manchester United 1, Blackpool 1. At the moment, Blackpool are going to survive in the Premier League. Smalling on the far side of the field. Back to Scholes. Scholes now to Anderson. Anderson to Berbatov. Many of these Manchester United players, frankly, have been emphasising why they won't be in the starting lineup to face Barcelona. Anderson's one of them. But here's Park, who will be in that starting 11 surely. Park into the penalty area, slipped the ball slightly behind Berbatov, cleared by Craney, only to Scholes. Scholes now to Anderson. Anderson holding off Punchin's challenge, runs back towards the halfway line and finds Vidic. It's a better spell from Manchester United.
First time they've had the ball this half, really.
Yeah, they've dozed off after the interval. Anderson moving forward, midway inside the Blackpool half now. Anderson plays it to Evra, coming into the penalty area. Evra's there, chips it in towards Fletcher, headed up and behind by Baptiste for a corner.
That's a bit better from Manchester United. Anderson was the man who made the move in the centre of the field, played it out wide, and Evra, but his cross actually it lacked a little bit of height. It was a good header away by Baptiste, so corner to Manchester United on the right.
Who are attacking the Stretford end in the second half, away to our left. Corner from the right. Nani plays it in deep. Berbatov rises but heads it over the crossbar.
I think he just jumped a little bit early, but he's desperate for a goal, Berbatov. I can see that.
reminding you that Wigan are in the bottom 3 places at the moment. They're at Stoke. John Murray.
Still Stoke 0, Wigan 0. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Wigan a little better in the second half. At the moment, they are still in the bottom 3. But one goal in this game, your game, or at Molineux, could change it for Wigan. 0-0 here at the Britannia, though.
I'm not sure my mathematics could cope
John's
with this.
John's got his calculator.
We'll
He's
try.
cheating, I know.
Well, he's got time to think about it as well. Ball's out of play on the near side of the field for a throw-in to Blackpool. Eardley takes it to Southern, back to Eardley. Eardley tackled by Scholes, who outrageously claimed the ball came off Eardley. It didn't. It's another Blackpool throw-in. Goal of Fulham, nice laterally.
Fulham 2, Arsenal 1, Greening's cross, Zamora with the header. Arsenal's defence nowhere to be seen. Fulham lead 2-1.
That's a significant issue as well. Remember, Manchester City leading at Bolton 1-0. Manchester City will get the 3rd automatic place in the Champions League, and Arsenal will have the distinction of coming 4th in a 3-horse race, Jimmy.
Yep.
I mean, it's only a couple of months since they were seen as a serious threat to Manchester United.
It's amazing how they've dropped away at the end, really.
Really poor. Here's Baptiste for Blackpool, who are hanging on to their Barclays Premier League lives. Gilt clears it upfield. Vidic looking into the sun, heads it away. Adam heads it down, holding off Scholl. Does well to find Vaughan. Vaughan breaking forward, fouled by Anderson. Advantage played by the referee. Wisely played by the referee. Punching in the penalty. Back heels it. Vaughan crosses. It's clipped in, and it's 2-1 to Blackpool. It's a miracle here at Old Trafford for the side in Tangerine. Taylor Fletcher just hooked it on as the ball was played in low. Would you believe it? Manchester United 1, Blackpool 2.
Oh, and it was a lovely goal. It really is a top draw goal because it was played. Manchester United actually stood off punching. Lovely play out to the right hand side after Vaughan made the initial move. Played across, and Taylor Fletcher in advance of the goal flicked it, and Van der Sar hadn't a prayer of saving it because it went right in the far corner, in off the post. What a valuable goal that could be for Blackpool. Taylor Fletcher.
And how pleased Blackpool's fans will be that Mike Dean played a crucial advantage, Jimmy. Too many referees that have put the whistle to the lips and blown for a free kick, which would have undoubtedly been Blackpool's, but play continued and they took advantage. Taylor Fletcher with the goal. Yes. Manchester United, the champions of England, 1, Blackpool 2.
Amazing, really. But to be frank, in this second half, they deserved it.
Without question. The plight worsening for Birmingham and for Wigan. West Ham already down. Here's Smalling inside the Blackpool penalty area. Smalling trying to get the ball to another red shirt, can't do so, and it's clear. Good work by the latest goal scorer for Blackpool, Taylor Fletcher. Strongly holds off a couple of challenges, plays it forward to punch it. Southern's breaking forward. They're still attacking Blackpool. It's a tremendous tribute to the spirit and the ethos of the club.
Yes,
and of course to Ian Holloway's direction.
Yeah, they won't defend. This is what they do sometimes. They get a second like this and then they go charging away and sometimes concede again, but it's good to watch. Very good.
Remember, they led Manchester United, a full strength Manchester United, 2-0 at Bloomfield Road, only to go down 3-2. They're 2-1 up at Old Trafford, where no team has won since Chelsea last April. Park crosses into the Blackpool penalty, but it's overhit and it's behind for a goal kick. Let's go off to Molineux and Darren.
Where it's still Wolves 0, Blackburn 3, but significantly, Wade Hennessy has just made a fantastic save, one-on-one to deny Jason Roberts. It's significant, Alan, because if Blackburn score again in this match, then Wolves would drop back into the bottom 3. That's how tight it is. Wolves 0, Blackburn 3.
And to Ian Dennis at Tottenham,
where Tottenham are still leading Birmingham City by 1-0. Birmingham need a goal. They're yet to test Kudachini as Carr joins the attack. Spurs still leading through that Pavlyuchenko goal early in the second half. 1-0.
And to John Murray at Stoke.
Still Stoke 0, Wigan 0, but a let-off for Wigan. They could easily have conceded a penalty. I thought Walters was fouled by Figueroa in the box. Andre Mariner said no, so still Stoke 0, Wigan 0.
As things stand, West Ham in 20th place, already relegated, of course. Then in 19th, we've got Birmingham, and 18th, Wigan. Wigan only behind Wolves because of the number of goals that Wolves have scored this season, which is better than Wigan's total. Their goal difference exactly the same. Here's Nani. This is not an understrength or a vastly understrength Manchester United side. They've an average of 25 Premier League appearances each this season. There are no mugs that Blackpool are playing out there.
No, not at all. Manchester United always difficult on their own pitch. My word.
Here's Evra. into Park, who put the champions in front in the 21st minute. Adam equalised in the 40th minute, and then Taylor Fletcher's, well, at the moment, priceless goal 11 minutes into the second half. Smalling on the far side for the champions of England. Back to Nani and Scholes. This could be Paul Scholes' last appearance at Old Trafford. Anderson feeds the ball towards the left side. It's cut out, and it's going to go out of play for a throw-in.
Interesting again, Alan, the statistics. They scored 2 goals.
It's easy
again.
to say, you can't spell it.
But when you think they scored 2 goals away from home again, you know, they've been doing it all season. You know, scoring goals. You know, they've been vulnerable at the back, but they've always found goals, and you've got to give them credit for that.
Vidic to Anderson, onto Scholes on the halfway line. Oh, Scholes does well, just shimmies away from 2 challenges, flicks it in the direction of Berbatov, but ahead of the Bulgarian, and Jilts catches. We've played nearly 16 minutes since half-time here on 5 Live and the World Service. Manchester United 1, Blackpool 2.
Yeah, seeing Holloway's, I think what he's doing, he's looking for the players, really saying to him, you know, keep hold of the ball, keep hold of the ball. He doesn't like the goalie sometimes, you know, kicking for distance. I've watched him.
If it was to stay the same, Jim, Sir Alex did invite criticism. He says, you can criticise me if we lose the game. Do you think his selection would be open to criticism?
No.
I think it's a strong enough selection. I just don't think they're playing that well, United.
It's time yet for anything to happen yet.
Anderson, right of the centre circle, turns away from Charlie Adam. Anderson then telegraphs the ball, easily intercepted by the head of Eardley. It's Punchin to Southern. Southern to Eardley again, the right fullback. Eardley feeds it in field. Scholes cut it out well though for Manchester United. He found Evra, Vidic, and now Evans to Fletcher. Fletcher's been rather quiet. Fletcher drives it in the direction of Smalling, and it reaches Smalling. Should have been intercepted. Smalling's cross was awful, and that's running out of play on the near side of the field. No, Eardley's not going to let it run out of play. He's going to smack it up to the halfway line, where Vidic wins the ball with his head, heads it down to Scholes. In the Challenge Cup full-time, Bradford 22, Wigan 26. 2-1 Blackpool lead at Old Trafford. Evans comes forward. Anderson then flicked the ball on. Parks relatively unmarked, left of the penalty. Back to Anderson. Anderson shoots. It's 2-2. Lovely goal by Manchester United, and that changes it yet again.
My word, it was a lovely goal. It was a lovely flick from Anderson. It never gave Blackpool a chance really to mark up. That was the problem they had there. Ball played out to the left-hand side, picked up by Park. He rolled it back and Anderson chipped it beautifully. I was right behind it. Goalkeeper Gilts had no chance of saving it. 2-2.
And this is how it looks now as Michael Owen will be coming on for Manchester United. He'll replace Park. West Ham relegated, remember, they're in bottom place. Then we've got Birmingham City trailing 1-0 away to Tottenham. They only have 39 points. And then in the last relegation spot, Wigan on 40 points. Level on points with Wolves. Same goal difference. Wolves, having scored more goals, would survive.
Yes.
And we've got a goal at Bolton. Conor McNamara.
Bolton 0, Manchester City 2. City edging ever closer to a third-place finish, and with it, an automatic spot in the Champions League group stage. Edin Dzeko with the second goal, just a minute after coming off the bench. Bolton 0, Manchester City 2.
18 minutes played in the second at Old Trafford. Newcastle now leading West Brom by 3-1. Troy for West Brom. But of course the most significant action, apart from the battle to see who finishes third, fourth and fifth in the Premier League, academic almost, despite the riches involved, the game's at the bottom of the table. It's 2-2 at Old Trafford. Ever crosses, header, goal was by Berbatov, great save by Gilts. Scholes, ball is right-footed, cleared by the defender. Almost 3-2 to Manchester United. Now Fletcher. The temperature hangs at Old Trafford. Cross in towards Owen. Owen tries to head it to Berbatov, gets it wrong. Vaughan for Blackpool.
Great save by Gilt. Excellent save.
Vaughan on the halfway line to Punchin, being hustled by Smalling, gets it back to Vaughan. And now on the far side of the field, Craney. Oh, Smalling not only fouled Punchin, he then pulled him back as well. Lucky to get away without a yellow card, but it's because it's play continuing here. Blackpool on the attack, and then it breaks down. Not a good touch by DJ Campbell. Couldn't find Punchin, and Manchester United have possession with Nani. To Vidic, just a yard outside his penalty area. And Scholes. was a good equaliser from United, wasn't it?
Nice little flick
Good
from
finish
Anderson,
by
yeah. He's not done a great deal, but when he has contributed, Anderson, he's been quite significant. That was a lovely touch.
Our nerves will be shredded before the end of this game. Certainly yours will, Jim. I'm neutral. You'll be a quivering wreck. Here's Charlie Adam coming forward. Adam being allowed to run. Left foot shot. Didn't keep it down. It's into the crowd. Update from Tottenham, me and Dennis.
Spurs still lead Birmingham City by 1-0, but a goal for Birmingham would take them back out of the relegation zone. Johnson has had a header off target from a Larson corner on the left. Spurs still lead 1-0.
John Murray at Stoke.
Well, it's delicately poised, isn't it? Still Stoke 0, Wigan 0, but Wigan are improving in this game and they're beginning to create some opportunities. Their supporters here are going through 1,000 agonies, but as it stands, Wigan's still going down.
What about the agonies for Wolves fans? Darren?
No, not sure they've got any fingernails left, Alan, at the moment. Wolves 0, Blackburn 3. Roberts, Emerton and Hoylett in the first half. That significant save by Hennessy to deny Roberts in the second. It's all about not conceding for Wolves at the moment. If they were to concede another one on goal difference, they would drop back into the relegation zone. That's how tight it is.
What a great ball by Adam for Taylor Fletcher. He crosses in here. DJ Campbell almost on the penalty spot. Couldn't bring the ball under control, and it's cleared by Manchester United.
Yeah, it's important clearance by Vidic that. If Campbell had the ball had under control, then Punchin was running down the left-hand side. Great chance.
It's really opening up now, though. Manchester United have the ball left of the Blackpool penalty. It's with Nani teasing the defender one way, then the other. Will he eventually get the cross in? Not properly, but he does win a corner.
Yes. Nice little bit of play by Nani, but that was a good opportunity for Blackpool at the other end. I thought it was a lovely ball from Adam, and as it came in towards DJ Campbell, if he could have controlled that, Punchin had made a terrific run down the left-hand side. It's come back. Manchester United have won the corner.
Corner at the Stretford end. 2-2 at Old Trafford. Manchester United and Blackpool. It's tapped by Nani to Evra. Wide to Nani again. He crosses the ball right-footed, overhits it. One bounce and it's behind for a goal kick.
It's amazing the number of matches I've seen with Blackpool playing away from home, where they've scored goals. Here we have got another 4 goals in a match. There's certainly been entertainment value this season. I've got to give the team credit for that. Look a little bit vulnerable still at the back every so often, but they could keep this going.
At the moment, the teams going down are West Ham, Birmingham and Wigan. But Blackpool search for a third goal. Evans comes across, just gets there before Southern and tucks the ball out of play for a throw into Blackpool midway inside the Manchester United half. Eardley to take it. Eardley looks suspiciously like a foul throw, and it was, and that's very, very wasteful.
It is wasteful.
We've reached the midway point in the second half. Don't forget, 6:06 will be following at 5 live. In fact, the lines will be opening any minute now. 0500 909 693. I'll be presenting it until 8 o'clock tonight on the network. Here's Mike Ingham.
Well, at the moment, the two teams going down with West Ham are the two teams who've scored fewer goals, namely Birmingham and Wigan, but it can all change in a flash. I remember the sports writer David Miller describing Johan Cruyff as Pythagoras with boots. We need a Pythagoras with a microphone here, I think, in our commentary box, because it is so hard to keep across. But just at the moment, this is what's happening. Birmingham and Wigan go down. Blackpool were leading by 2-1. Now it's 2-2. And it's a throw into Manchester United. The substitute Michael Owens on the ball down that right-hand side. In come the tackles from Blackpool. Flag is flying over on the far side, and Blackpool have a free kick. But the thing is, at the moment, we've got 3 teams, Blackpool, Wolves and Wigan. If it finishes with the scorelines at the moment, all on 40 points, and it's just really down to goal difference and goals scored and stuff like that. Michael Owens got a yellow card from referee Mike Dean. Jimmy Alford.
Yeah, he left his foot in. He must have done at that distance. The referee's never hesitated. He's gone across. He's actually gone across and apologised to Charlie Adam.
Wigan are minus 22 goals difference. Wolves minus 22, but Wolves have scored more goals, and Blackpool are minus 21. I mean, this is how close it is right now into the last quarter of this Premier League season. Still no idea who definitively is going down with West Ham United. Blackpool playing from left to right in the sunshine at Old Trafford. Campbell does well for them, and Blackpool now sweep the ball to the left-hand side. It's with Everett. It's 2-2 here between Manchester United and Blackpool, as Taylor Fletcher, who scored the second Blackpool goal, has possession down the right-hand side, doesn't get himself the throw-in. It's a throw into Manchester United, and we played nearly 25 minutes of the second half, reminding you that Spurs are leading Birmingham City by 1-0. Blackburn Rovers are 3-0 up at Wolves. Wigan still 0-0 with Stoke. It's now Michael Owen finding Fletcher down the Manchester United right. Fletcher's ball right across the field to Nani. Nani doesn't control it first time. Has possession on the edge of the Blackpool penalty area. 2-2. Nani's little dink ball into the area, headed away by Blackpool. Evans chases across to win it back for Manchester United. Finds Smalling, who's playing at right back. Manchester United by no means at their best in this game, but they're back in it through an Anderson equaliser. Nani again now, near side the Manchester United left. Evra makes a run on the outside. Nani finds Evra. Berbatov and Owen wait. Evra doesn't get it in long. Plays it to Paul Scholes, 25 yards away from the Blackpool goal. Back again to Evra. United here teasing the Blackpool defenders. Anderson once more. Anderson in the end foiled by Baptiste, smashed in again by Evans, and that's going to be not a goal kick. I think it's a throw-in, is it, by the corner flag?
Corner flag. I don't know what he tried to do with that.
Back to Tottenham. Ian Dennis.
It is still Tottenham 1, Birmingham City 0. Remember, Birmingham with a goal would climb out of the bottom three, but they're still playing Cameron Jerome as a lone striker with Beausejour just off him. There have been no further chances in the last 5 minutes. Still 1-0 to Tottenham.
And here's John Murray at Stoke.
Still Stoke 0, Wigan 0. Roberto Martinez has brought on Tom Cleverley for Connor Salmon, and the best chance, their best chance of the game so far, fell to Cleverley, but his shot from an angle was blocked by Begovic in the Stoke goal. Still very delicately poised here. 0-0 Stoke and Wigan.
We'll go to Wolverhampton in a moment. First of all, Manchester United building down this left-hand side. Wayward pass. Whistle's gone. Free kick to Manchester United. So just hang on for the Wolves-Blackburn game, where Blackburn were leading by 3-0. It's a Manchester United free kick on the edge of the Blackpool penalty area, near side the left. It's 2-2 here. At the moment, the way things stand, Blackpool would be safe, but it really is knife-edge stuff. So free kick to Manchester United. Blackpool are leading a player downfield for the counter-attack. That's Punchin. Nani, remember we've got a swirling wind here today, could provide problems for the Blackpool goalkeeper Gilks. Owen in the penalty area. Evans has gone forward as well. Free kick is teed up for Paul Scholes. Scholes shot brilliantly smothered by Blackpool. Not clear yet. Breaks to Smalling. Smalling to the far post. Headed back by Vidic. Cleared off the line by Baptiste of Blackpool. Back again to Nani. Nani's shot takes a ricochet. They should have left that to Gilks, but Baptiste taking no chances. Clears. Back again to Darren Fletcher at Wolves.
Free kick for Wolves, Mike, just outside the box. Rolled short by Hunt. Shot by O'Hara. It's in. Wolves have scored, and that could be really big for them. It just extends that little gap between themselves and Wigan with regard to goals scored. And it comes from Jamie O'Hara, the loanee. Swept in from the free kick. And there's a little bit more relief now around Molineux. Wolves 1, Blackburn 3.
Well, what that does is put Wolves and Blackpool at the moment absolutely level on points and goal difference, but of course Blackpool have scored more goals, but the side threatened to Wigan and Birmingham. Here come Manchester United. Nani's ball to the far post. Berbatov can't reach it. Fletcher will keep it in by the corner flag. It's 2-2 here. The ball is with Chris Smalling of Manchester United. In comes a cross, header by Nani's well wide in the end.
And it shouldn't have been. It was a lovely cross from Smalling, and Nani was 6 yards out. Beyond the far post, he wanted heading down towards the goal. I'm sure he'd have scored. He's put it wide of the post. Great chance for Manchester United. Blackpool actually just gone back in their shells a little bit, I feel, in the last 5 minutes or so.
Well, at the moment, Wigan and Birmingham City are going down. Wigan would miss out against Wolves and Blackpool because their goal difference is inferior, but also they've scored fewer goals as well. But of course, if Manchester United were to score here, then Wigan would be out of it suddenly. That's how dramatic it is here. It's Newcastle 3, West Bromwich Albion 2 now. Another goal by Choi. So they're having some real festive fun at the end of the season. Gere has been sent off of Fulham, by the way, in the game against Arsenal, where Fulham were leading by 2-1. Here comes Darren Fletcher now of Manchester United. Nani turns on the edge of the penalty area. Nani feeds Smalling. Early ball in. Evans missed it. It's gone in.
Own goal.
It must be an own goal from Blackpool. Ball played in from the right-hand side by Chris Smalling. Everett, I think it was, who diverted it past his own goalkeeper. And Manchester United lead by 3-2 here now. And that at the moment lifts Wigan out of relegation trouble.
Oh, that's a tragedy for Everett. who's been an ever-present all season. I didn't think there was a lot of danger. The ball was crossed and he stuck it with his right foot, and he's put it in the one place Gilts couldn't really have got to it.
Here's John Murray at Stoke.
Well, Wigan are still 0-0 with Stoke here, so they at the moment are getting the point that would keep them in the Premier League, and the Wigan supporters, as you said it, Mike, very slowly worked it out and are now celebrating. It's the most animated they have been all afternoon. Stoke 0, Wigan 0, and at the moment Wigan incredibly have got their heads above water.
So Blackpool trailing by 3-2 at the moment, are back in the relegation picture with Birmingham City. That's how dramatic it is. And Blackpool are going to make 3 changes all in one go now, I think, here. Or no, 2 are going to come on. In the meantime, while we absorb what's going on here, we'll bring you news of the game from Everton with Ian Brown.
Amazing goal for Everton. Everton 1, Chelsea 0. They can't believe it around here. Jermaine Beckford ran 90 yards with the ball from his own penalty area. He beat about 6 men. He got 1 lucky ricochet and then chipped it over Petr Cech. All this with Everton down to 10 men, with Coleman having been sent off. It's Everton 1, Chelsea 0.
Luke Varney's come on, and young Matt Phillips has come on as well for Blackpool. So they've made the changes. We'll tell you who's gone off in just a few moments, as Blackpool now trailing by 3-2, have the ball over on the left-hand side. It's almost impossible to keep up with here, but we'll give you the latest league table, and it shows that Birmingham and Blackpool will drop if all the scores stay like this, and Wigan and Wolves and Blackburn Rovers will survive.
Vaughan's got a yellow card there for the challenge.
So 3-2 to Manchester United, an own goal by Everett, the centre-back, who was at fault for the first goal that United scored from Park. Remember, Blackpool got themselves into a 2-1 lead here at the start of the second half with that goal from Taylor Fletcher. Charlie Adam equalised for them in the first half. And now Manchester United preserving this long unbeaten home run here at Old Trafford. Lead by 3-2, as we'll take you back to the game at Tottenham. Ian Dennis.
14 minutes remain, 14 minutes for Birmingham City to find a goal, 14 minutes to try and haul themselves out of the relegation zone. Gardner's had a long-range volley straight at Cudicini. He's floated an effort wide. A goal for Birmingham, and Wigan would drop into the bottom 3 as it stands. Spurs still lead 1-0.
Well, they're given so much pleasure, Blackpool, but there have been own goals in terms of defending this season. Too many mistakes from them, and it's an own goal at the moment which is going to put them down unless they can respond here. DJ Campbell of Blackpool onto Phillips, his first touch since he came on, wriggles past the challenge. It's very tight for Blackpool on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Scholes comes in, and now as Blackpool push forward, they have to be careful not to be caught here. Berbatov, as Ian Holloway almost gets on the pitch to try and help his side out. Berbatov for Manchester United, feeds Nani. Berbatov goes to the return, out comes the goalkeeper. Berbatov in the end pulled out of the challenge.
Yeah, they were just short of numbers, Blackpool there. They've pushed themselves forward. The change, really, we've got Phillips and Varney on now. Let's see if it makes any difference to them. In the second half, they've had a lot of the ball, and they've got 2-1 up, and they've conceded, really. They've got to dig themselves out of this somehow. They've got to, how long, about 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
It's been a slow burner here. We had to wait for the action, and then once it started, it's been pretty relentless here. It's Manchester United 3, Blackpool 2, and at the moment Blackpool, despite the fact that they were leading by 2-1, will be going down. Remember, they led 2-0 against Manchester. In goes Everett, and out comes Van der Sar, and it was great save in the end from Van der Sar. It's a corner kick to Blackpool, and Everett, after his own goal, almost redeems himself there by going forward. Van der Sar in his last appearance makes the save. We're going to go to Stoke and John Murray.
Wigan have scored. Wigan are leading at the Britannia Stadium against Stoke City. Figueroa's cross, and Roddy Yeager was there 6 yards out to head it into the back of the net. That could be the goal that keeps Wigan in the Premier League. Stoke 0, Wigan 1.
Right. Before I can even interpret that for you, we're going to go to Tottenham and Ian Dennis.
And as whilst you were at the Britannia Stadium, Craig Gardner has scored for Birmingham City. They're climbing out of the relegation zone with that goal from their leading scorer. A volley left-footed into the bottom right-hand corner. It's joy for the city of Birmingham. It's doom for the Black Country. As it stands, Wolves are going to be relegated 1-1 at White Hart Lane.
You simply couldn't make this up. You might as well throw all the paper up in the air here in the wind, I think, as it ever changes. We'll go to Wolves in a moment. Manchester United here leading 3-2. Blackpool are going down at the moment as Evra tries to go forward. We'll go back to Darren Fletcher at Wolves.
Well, it's got extremely quiet in here, Mike, because there was euphoria when they climbed out of the bottom three, which is where they found themselves only moments ago. But now you see Wolves back in the bottom three, and now they've got to summon up a big effort. They've had plenty of chances and loss of possession in this second half, but at the moment they're staring relegation in the face, and it's a very quiet Molineux crowd. Wolves 1, Blackburn 3.
It's even more exciting than the Eurovision Song Contest, this. Here come Blackpool, going down at the moment, unless somebody can do something spectacular for them. The ball is played in by Varney, not good enough, off the head from Vidic, but Manchester United slow to clear. Varney once more, Blackpool throwing as many players forward as they can. Here comes Charlie Adam, he's saved them once in the game. Southern goes round the referee. Might have scored in the first minute of this game. At the moment it's that own goal from Everett dividing the sides. Cross comes in from early, there's nobody there at the far post, and Fletcher will move out of defence now for Manchester United. So at the moment it's Blackpool and Wolves going down.
He gave that ball away early then. There was no need to cross the ball. He's crossed it onto the far post. There was nobody there, and now suddenly Manchester United are in possession again. There's been a little bit of that.
Wolves, remember, are trailing at home 3-1 to Blackburn Rovers. At Birmingham, we've just heard equalising at Spurs. Wigan are 1 up at Stoke here. Blackpool got it to 1-1, got it to 2-1, trailing now 3-2. Back again to Darren Fletcher at Wolves.
It's working through the mathematics here, Mike. Wolves 1, Blackburn 3. But if Wolves do score another goal in this match, then that would lift them above Birmingham. Back to you, I think he's got a goal.
Well, it could be all over now for Blackpool, because Michael Owen has beaten the offside trap and scored with aplomb for Manchester United. Manchester United are finally here, showing their championship qualities on the break as Blackpool go forward. They're really stretched at the back. Owen, in the old manner of Michael Owen, really gave goalkeeper Gilks no chance at all. And life now is pretty intolerable for those Blackpool fans. Manchester United have come from behind here to lead by 4-2, and Blackpool at the moment look doomed.
Well, actually they were caught then. They were simply caught. It was a simple ball really played between two defenders, and I looked to see if Owen was offside. The linesman didn't give it. I think Blackpool were hoping he would, but he went through and it was an easy finish for him now, and well, Blackpool have got a mountain to climb now.
4-2 to Manchester United. Blackpool have to get on with it here. 2-1 they led in the early stages of the second half. I remember it was a year ago today that they got promotion at Wembley. 9 of the players who played that day started here today, and Blackpool looked pretty tidy for most of the first half. The goal, when it came, was really against the run of play. It was a mistake at the back by Blackpool, and it was rubbed out by Adams' free kick. It was 1 each at half-time. United was slow to come out, and Blackpool got hold of it through Taylor Fletcher to make it 2-1. But now Manchester United have turned it round with Anderson, an own goal, and Michael Owen, and at the moment it's Blackpool and Wolves going down, but it's absolutely tight between Wolves and Birmingham City. There's just the 1 goal difference in it. Just the 1 goal difference, which at the moment is dividing Wolves and Birmingham City. Hope you're following it, as we have just 8 minutes to go here, but I think just about the only thing we can say with certainty is it's looking pretty bleak now, I'm afraid, Jim, for your team, Blackpool, here.
Well, it is now. I mean, so the third goal I thought was the crucial one, really, because it gave Manchester United a little bit of hope. Blackpool were going really well after they were leading 2-1, but I thought they didn't sustain it. That was the problem we had. We couldn't sustain it at all.
Here comes some good news for Blackpool as well. Wayne Rooney's about to come on for Manchester United as we go back to Molineux. Darren Fletcher.
Still Wolves 1, Blackburn 3 as it's crossed in towards the centre, towards Fletcher, and headed away by Samba. They've all got their radios on, Mike, away to our right hand side in the Jack Harris stand, and the fans have been chanting to the Wolves players, 1 goal, yes. We only need 1 goal. So they're trying to get the message across, and they've got 7 minutes to score it.
Yeah, we're in agreement here on that, Darren, because if Wolves can score, they'll be safe at the moment. That's how tight it is. If Wolves can score here, then they would be safe. They would be level on goal difference, but they've scored more goals. So here it's looking bleak for Blackpool. We're going to concentrate now for the next 5 or 6 minutes on the game between Stoke City and Wigan. Wigan, of course, with their noses in front. And here's John Murray.
So Stoke 0, Wigan 1 with 6 minutes to go. But if Stoke were to score in this game and Wigan weren't able to respond to that, As things stand, that would send Wigan back into the bottom 3. At the moment, Wigan are saving themselves, but Stoke have got a free kick just outside the area, just to the left of the D, and Whelan is standing to the left of the ball, and Pennant is there as well, and referee Mariner is making sure that the wall is back the full distance. Anxious moments, really anxious moments for everyone connected with Wigan. 3 possible takers for this free kick for Stoke. It's going to be Whelan, and it's just over the bar, and Stoke's players hold their faces, most notably Glenn Whelan, but it's still 1-0 to Wigan. That goal 12 minutes from time from Hugo Rodallega, and at the moment it is Blackpool and Wolves who are going down. Back to White Hart Lane and Ian Dennis,
where it's still Spurs 1, Birmingham 1, but we've just had an opportunity for Spurs. Sandro with an acrobatic volley across the face of goal, narrowly wide, but Craig Gardner's goal still gives Birmingham hope by the thinnest of margins. 1-1.
Well, Roberto Martinez is taking off the man who might have scored the goal to keep Wigan in the Premier League. Rodallega is limping, actually. He's not going to be able to take any further part, so De Santo will come on. And sitting next to me here at the Britannia Stadium is Matt Jackson, former Wigan captain. Strong connections with the club, and I feel for you, Matt. It's been a tough afternoon for you, I can see.
Just horrible, really horrible. You can't control it at all. You go through all the emotions, you see the fans, you see the reactions. The coolest man all day has been Roberto Martinez. Hardly a flick of emotion down there, but how long are these next 5 years, 5 minutes going to be? They are going to seem like 5 years.
Yeah, Stoke 0, Wigan 1. All the fun of the fair on BBC 5 Live this Sunday afternoon, and it's back to Darren Fletcher at Molineux.
Goal for Wolves, and is that the goal to keep them in the Premier League? Fantastic scenes here at Molineux. Stephen Hunt with a curling left-footed shot into the top corner. Robinson made no effort to get across to the ball, and it bent in, and all of a sudden Wolves climb out of the bottom 3 with that goal from Stephen Hunt, and their bitter cross West Midlands rivals Birmingham drop back in. 3.5 minutes to go. Wolves 2, Blackburn 3, and how significant is that goal from Stephen Hunt?
Well, it's certainly significant for Birmingham. We'll go to White Hart Lane in a moment, but Stoke on the attack. Pennant backheels it into the penalty area. Half cleared away by Wigan, then further away by Figueroa. So here's Ian Dennis at Tottenham.
And as I look away to my left and that travelling support of Birmingham in both the bottom and the top tier, I have seen so many Birmingham fans put their hands to their heads as Darren Fletcher was calling that goal at Molineux, and now they're almost beckoning the Birmingham players to attack that end, because now they know that they need a goal in the 3 minutes of normal time that remain, and Alex McLeish has now come to his technical area. They know the situation is grave for Birmingham. Still 1-1 here, but it's not enough as it stands.
Stoke on the attack. Oh, strong challenge from Diame, but it was a good one, and he plays it away out of play on the halfway line. So it's Stoke 0, Wigan 1. It's Tottenham 1, Birmingham 1. It's Wolves 2, Blackburn 3, and Manchester United winning 4-2 against Blackpool. So right now it is Blackpool and Birmingham who will be going down with West Ham. Well, we predicted it would be thrilling. It certainly is, and here's Nzogbia now running from a long way towards the edge of the Stoke box, but Shawcroft puts in the challenge, and the ball deflects away to Cleverley. And now Figueroa again for Wigan in the all-black kit with the gold trim, and then Cleverley slides in with a challenge, but Wigan have lost it. Alcaraz though wins it back with a header, and Watson in the bright sunshine now plays it through to De Santo, who was offside. So many twists and turns, Matt. So many twists and turns, and still 2 minutes of the 90 to play here, so time for more yet. In fact, we'll head back to Darren at Molineux. There's a free kick, I believe.
Yeah, there is, and it's just about in striking range from Morton Gamps Pedersen, John, for Blackburn Rovers. 90 seconds of normal time to go. Pedersen hits it through the wall, blocked by Jody Craddock, and away. The tension in here is unbelievable. I wish you could see Mick McCarthy's face. Wolves 2, Blackburn 3.
Well, we've got plenty to look at inside the Britannia Stadium. The Wigan supporters are putting their hands on their heads because Stoke have won it back in the centre circle. Here's Whelan now, goes for a ball over the top through the middle, that is headed away by the Wigan captain. Caldwell comes back at Wigan again. Walter's pass, it's deflected, and Watson blasts it out of play on the halfway line. It's now Fulham 2, Arsenal 2. Theo Walcott with the equaliser for Arsenal, but Manchester City still winning 2-0 away at Bolton. And it's Newcastle 3, West Brom 3 after Newcastle led 3-0, a hat-trick for Choi. But Blackpool and Birmingham are currently the two teams who will be going down with West Ham. Stoke play it forward. Wigan are winning here. Well, that was a heaviest challenge by Caldwell, but none of the Stoke players have appealed for the penalty that the Stoke supporters wanted, and Wigan get it away. And here it comes again from Shawcross on the halfway line, but onto the head of McCarthy for Wigan, and then Nzogbia now has it, and then Nzogbia through to Cleverley, and De Santo's available, but Cleverley takes it on with Wilkinson arriving behind him. Cleverley for Wigan, just weaving around deep inside the Stoke territory with the ball. We've got almost 90 minutes up here. In fact, fourth official Lee Mason walks forward now and shows 5 minutes of added time. Now that seems excessive. 5 minutes of added time to play here yet. Wigan winning 1-0 through Rodallega's goal and saving themselves. At Molineux, Darren Fletcher.
We're just waiting for the signal from Kevin Friend, the fourth official, to show us how long in terms of stoppage time we've got here, John. But the Wolves players have been happy just to keep the ball inside their own half. It's a very similar end, or has been, to the game we saw at Ewood Park last weekend between Blackburn and Manchester United. But at the moment, Wolves have got a free kick midway inside the Blackburn half. And of course, any goals at either end in this match now would significantly change things at the bottom. O'Hara swings in the free kick. It's headed away by Nzonzi. We still don't know how much stoppage time there's going to be, but we have played a minute of injury time already here at Molineux, with Wolves at the moment out of the bottom 3 by the skin of the teeth.
It is still Tottenham 1, Birmingham 1 at White Hart Lane. Still Manchester United 4, Blackpool 2, and here in the Potteries, Wigan winning 1-0. And we've already had a minute of those 5 of added time. Wigan trying to hang on against Stoke City, who are aiming for a finish in the top 10, and you can't fault their commitment in this game today. Stoke City, just a week after playing in the FA Cup final. Ball goes back for Stoke, and the red and white stripes pour forward again. Here's the long ball into the penalty area, which is headed down, and Carew, the substitute, swung a leg at it. Minimal contact. Al-Habsi was able to collect it straight into his chest. Matt?
Yes? What would you like me to say? With this quavering voice I have here, I mean, this is just horrible. Wigan have got to try and get the ball. De Santo's got to run around. He's got to try and get hold of the ball somewhere up the pitch, take it in the corner. They can't get out of the half at the moment.
Matt was the captain of Wigan Athletic when they were promoted into the Premier League in 2005. They've been there ever since. 1-0 Wigan lead. Back to White Hart Lane, Ian Dennis.
We're inside the last 60 seconds of stoppage time. Corner to Birmingham. They need a goal. Ben Foster is up from the back. He's headed on and just goes behind Ridgewell, who drops to his knees. And is that the last chance for Birmingham? They need a goal to get out of the bottom 3. Still 1-1 here.
Throw in for Stoke here. You all know what that means. Delap. Here it goes. Powerfully into the 6-yard box. Al-Habsi comes, didn't make it. And it's been scrambled partially away, and then it comes off Pennant. But the ball spins back into play. Stoke City still with it. Challenge on him from Nzogbia, holding his arms away from his body. And it's worked back to Delap. And Delap's ball in towards the back post. Al-Habsi comes and he gets a really good punch on that, the Wigan goalkeeper. And he's punched it out of play for another long throw. And the Stoke supporters showing no mercy on Wigan. Oh, there's a goal at Spurs. Ian Dennis.
It's Tottenham 2, Birmingham City 1. Roman Pavlyuchenko with his second of the game. Ben Foster sits disconsolately in the 6-yard area of that goal away to our right. Edge of the area, right-footed shot, beat him all hands up. Birmingham City are getting relegated. Spurs lead 2-1.
Straight to Molineux, to Darren.
And they're all jumping up and down in the Jack Harris stand away to our right-hand side, because as Ian was saying that, they all started celebrating inside Molineux. I was here the day they clinched promotion to the Premier League, and they didn't celebrate much more than they are doing now. It means so much to stay in the top flight, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are only seconds away from confirming it.
And it means a great deal here as well for Wigan, because now, with the scores as they are, Wigan could afford to concede an equaliser and they would still stay up. Wigan winning 1-0. Stoke with a throw, level with the edge of the box. And here it comes, the long throw into the penalty area. Wigan have plenty of bodies there. It's nodded down and cleared away. So back to White Hart Lane and Ian Dennis.
That was the last action of the game at White Hart Lane. Full time here. Tottenham 2, Birmingham City 1. The Birmingham players absolutely distraught, shell-shocked. I think it's Roger Johnson who's brought his blue shirt over his head. Alex McLeish is trying to console the players. Tottenham, of course, let's not forget, have got the 3 points that clinch Europa League football for next season. I think Barry Ferguson is in tears as he's gone across towards the Birmingham fans over on that far side. Devastated, the Birmingham players. They've been beaten 2-1.
Blackpool going down with Birmingham, and Wigan surviving. And Wolves surviving, Darren?
Yes, they are. There's a huge embrace on the touchline, John, between Mick McCarthy and Steve Keane, because both Blackburn Rovers and Wolverhampton Wanderers will play in the Premier League next season. It's been such a roller coaster ride here at Molineux. The crowd on the pitch, the players are down there trying to get off, but Mick McCarthy and Steve Keane have done their job. Both Wolves and Blackburn have survived on Survival Sunday. It's finished Wolves 2, Blackburn 3.
We're still playing here at the Britannia Stadium. Wigan winning 1-0, and they are very nearly safe. Just seconds to go now. The Wigan supporters have begun to celebrate. The ball is out of play. That must be it. Time must be up. All Wigan eyes looking towards Andre Mariner, the referee. But as they are leading through that Rodallega goal, Wigan will be safe, and Blackpool are down Mike Ingham at Old Trafford.
You could not have a more contrasting scene here. Sir Alex Ferguson's about to talk to the crowd. They've won the title for the 19th time. Blackpool going back into the Championship, saluting their fans though. They've given us so much this season to remember. But the final score here, more on this later. Manchester United 4, Blackpool 2.
I don't think the Wigan players know it. I don't think they know that already relegation issues have been decided. Doesn't matter what happens in the final seconds here, Wigan will be staying up for yet another season, a 7th season in the Premier League, and now they know it because the whistle goes here, and Roberto Martinez has steered Wigan Athletic to safety, and they can begin to celebrate, and they've done it by winning here. Matt Jackson, everyone connected with the club must be absolutely thrilled.
Oh, it's absolutely unbelievable. Fantastic scenes here in front of us. So pleased for Roberto and his team, so pleased for the chairman. He's put so much into this football club. We've come so close on so many occasions. You never want to be here again, but on a day like this, absolutely incredible scenes.
Well, the spectators, the Wigan fans, bought a banner with them here today, a huge banner which had just one word on it: believe. I don't know how strongly they did believe, but they have done it. They have won, and they've won their final 2 games of the season to stay in the Premier League. Stoke City 0, Wigan Athletic 1, the final score here, and Stoke's players leaving the field and leaving it all to Wigan Athletic's victorious and very relieved players. So 1-0, Wigan win it.